It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program, folks. In studio with me, both Eddie Bader and Troy Carrico. How you two gentlemen doing today?
If I were any better, I'd be twins.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, personally, I'm doing great. I hope you all are. I hope everybody listening is doing great. Other than, you see not only in local news, but in international news, there's Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah.
There is a spot I frequented way too much in my 20s. I had friends that lived right above Alley Bar. So we were down there in that exact spot a lot. Of course, last I saw is 14 shot, 2 dead, several, 5 or so. I have not seen a late update since yesterday in critical condition. I don't know the exact back and forth. I'm not going to necessarily speculate because there's a lot of jabber online and a lot of theories online. I'll say this, though. After watching the manpower issue brought up at the press conference yesterday and the chief, who I still look forward to meet, and I think he is working hard. But when he said, no, the manpower thing was an issue, we had the men. And as soon as he said, I don't know if y'all watched this press conference. Did you watch it, Eddie?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I saw it.
As soon as he said, yeah, and I can get out the handbook.
Yeah.
We're going by the handbook?
Well, my question was, did that press conference make you feel any more confident?
No.
For whatever reason, I woke up very early that morning, rolled over, looked at my phone, and it had happened just an hour or so before then. And then they had a live press conference.
Oh,
and
no.
I watched that.
No, the one I watched is the one yesterday, but the one when they're on the street. They were in shock, too.
They were in shock.
Yeah.
They were in shock. And I'm not trying to knock them. I'm not in their position, but they looked like they were
overwhelmed.
Yes.
And me being me,
Yes.
I wanted to give the chief grace of maybe he did have the manpower and it was this freak thing. But then when I see videos of hundreds of people down there, packed to the gills, that intersection in particular, right, where I used to go to Solitaire in the wee hours of the night. So many folks. You need more people. This was clearly stretched too thin.
Obviously.
You need crowd control now.
Especially if you design an event like that, just like if you were to design a party, Joey, security is part of that designation there.
Right. And you have the fair going on.
Yeah.
It's several events going on. And so was there not enough communication with other state partners?
I don't think so. I think it was just a flat out, we don't got the manpower. So you do what you can
I don't
do.
think there's much to coordinate, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, the governor
hopefully ill prepared for this.
The governor came out this morning.
Yeah, what do you think of her little thing there?
Let me just read it. Here's the full statement from the governor's office. Alabamians lost their lives at the hands of thugs in downtown Montgomery this weekend. First and foremost, we pray for the loved ones of those lives taken from us, as well as those innocent people injured, including some still fighting for their lives. With Montgomery Police Department officers a short distance away, shots were exchanged out over a crowded downtown Montgomery Saturday night. This simply should not be happening in our capital city or anywhere in our state for that matter. Any and all involved must be held accountable and prosecuted to the fullest. And I will do everything in my power to make sure that happens. The governor continues. We, the state, have previously and continue to take steps to target the crime in Montgomery, which has ranged from us deploying our MAX unit to passing new laws. Unfortunately, you can't fix stupid. It is clear that to have a safe Montgomery, it is going to take more than these steps. Over the last day, I have continued discussions on what more can be done. That discussion continues and a resolution will not happen overnight, but we will be taking a few additional steps immediately. Ensuring safe communities is the number one priority for government at all levels, local, state, and federal. And unfortunately, I still feel the need for the state to further intervene in Montgomery and to have a greater role in leading public safety efforts in our capital city. With that said, we are beginning to take additional steps from the state level to deter crime in Montgomery. To start, in addition to our active MAX unit, I have asked my ALEA Secretary Hal Taylor to extend the patrol area for our Capitol troopers to include other key downtown areas. I will plan on asking the legislature to support additional resources to allow our state law enforcement presence to be more effective in downtown Montgomery. We will also continue to discuss how we can work better with Montgomery City and County law enforcement to ensure zero tolerance for crime in Montgomery. I am also asking, the governor finishes with this, my ABC administrator, Curtis Stewart, to review our laws, expectations, and requirements regarding entities who are licensed to sell alcohol, specifically those in highly populated and heavily traveled areas, as well as for special events where the sale and consumption of alcohol is taking place after 5 p.m. within the city of Montgomery. Governor finishes exactly with this last statement. Let me be clear. All available state assets are being discussed and all options remain on the table. Montgomery is a special place filled with history, great potential, and a strong community of people. There's too much at stake here, and as a longtime resident of Montgomery myself, cannot stand by and allow this to continue. That is the full statement from the governor of our state. Of course, the Attorney General also putting out a statement soon after this happened. I want to read what Attorney General Steve Marshall had to say, saying, "My deepest sympathies are extended to the victims and families of those affected by the senseless violence that took place in downtown Montgomery last night. These events underscore once again that our capital city is in crisis. Though the blame lies with those who carelessly pulled the triggers, I continue to be troubled by the city's leadership's stubborn refusal to acknowledge that they have a serious problem. While I believe that local law enforcement is doing the best they can, the people of Montgomery deserve leaders who are competent, accountable, and committed to restoring law and order. As a resident of Montgomery myself, I remain committed to our efforts to turn the city around and to revisiting the conversation about the state's authority over its capital." So in these statements, Governor, AG, you would say Lieutenant Governor, but top two positions that really got some teeth.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just thoughts and prayers. This is, well, you're already seeing it. I wonder how expanded the Capitol Police will be now.
Yeah,
State police will be downtown. Will that include the whole riverfront?
I would hope so.
National Guard could help.
And then, yes, that's what seems to be suggested. And
more people are coming out just openly suggesting.
Yeah.
I mean, more and more people.
Well, and I saw one video of, you can't see the shooting, but it's two people on the tiny Ferris wheel.
Yeah. They're stuck.
And they're up there. And I mean, it's a mix of freaking out and also laughing, because what else are you going to do? Laugh or cry?
Unfortunately, the gangster aim, which is sideways like this, ends up hitting innocents instead of the targets that are intended.
And I will say I'm waiting on what exactly happened. There are some ideas out there, and some people might have been there and know, but it is a very complicated crime scene. Like the chief is correct about that. Like,
what do you
having
feel
a place.
Alcohol had a lot to do with it? Kind of wondered why.
Alcohol might have something to do with it. I think the deal is, and why I say you need more manpower. Obviously, if you had a bunch of folks and somebody decides to unload, okay, you're not necessarily going to stop that. People can make that decision no matter how many law enforcement officers you have there.
Right.
But you can get there early.
Right.
If you're going to have such a big event, you can have choke points with metal detectors. If you're going to get there early, you could have different ways of dispersing the crowds, keeping the crowds at odd, just having a presence. But if you only got a few who show up late because they're doing other duties, so we've got all these events going on,
that would require a substantial amount of manpower and
planning.
Organization and coordination, which
there.
They lack.
Yes.
But why? Something I don't understand is, okay, we knew there was a couple cops there. I don't know how many they had, but I would think in that particular situation you would have, because you're expecting hundreds of people, free beer and a Ferris wheel, and you're going to have just a couple of cops. It just doesn't seem like that was playing very well.
In particular, we're going to have Doug Singleton here, I believe, in studio at 1.
Okay.
He wants to talk about this. Like, he put out a big statement I shared on my Facebook about the fair is secure. This had nothing to do with the fair.
Right.
Don't get confused about it. And so I just wanted to allow him some airtime.
Oh, definitely.
And
because
at the same hour, Reed Ingram, State Representative Reed Ingram, be calling. He, in particular, last week was raising hell about the free beer, saying, like, if you're going to do that,
recipe for disaster.
and this is why the governor brought it up.
I mean, that part, I just don't like the idea.
Crowds,
I didn't like the governor's statement of talking about kind of putting it on businesses. I don't think.
Well,
and to me, that was her shedding blame where they need to, granted words are fine,
yes,
and they're getting better, but they need to step up and do something besides just give words.
If hypothetically Tommy Tuberville were governor, which I think he will be.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have reacted different to this?
Yep.
You're
Yes.
darn right he would have.
Yeah.
You're darn right he would.
Here's
Well,
what
I've said that from the
Tuberville.
get-go.
Here's what Tuberville
My
said after it happened, the day after it happened, saying, "Quote: I'm deeply disturbed by what took place in Alabama's capital city last night. Crime has become too common in Montgomery, and this cannot continue. It's past time for city leadership to take responsibility and put an end to this. My prayers are with the victims and their families of last night's horrific shooting." And Tuberville's on the record. Him and Stephen Reed, the mayor, were going back and forth about the whole National Guard thing just a month or two ago. And it's just, I think Coach would take a much more hardcore approach to this immediately, because I think it is a manpower issue.
But I think also he would push more of the state resources that, if they're available. I mean, let's be honest, man. Montgomery, how many cop shops do we have in Montgomery? You've got downtown, you've got the main hall for Montgomery PD, but then you go a little bit further down the road, you've got ALEA, huge office there. There's more cops in this town than anywhere.
And Max has been working.
Yeah.
You always have to be wondering how well is it working and communicating behind the scenes. You would like to think, oh, everybody's on the same page, good will, and like we're all in the hunky-dory here. And I don't know if that's true.
Before you got in this situation, it almost be all hands on deck situation.
Well, that's the thing. I think that Bear's mentioning here is poor coordination, poor planning. If you have an event of that magnitude, you should have people in strategic overwatch positions. I'm talking on building rooftops, because this is failed. In my opinion, it's failed law enforcement.
100%.
272-9228. But here, before I hit a break, I have my suggestion.
Okay.
Because this all happens, and you know how Troy especially, I write on Sundays, right?
Yes, you do. Usually about 2:00.
And I always begin with a quote, and this one is from the mayor of Montgomery, Stephen Reed. In fact, this was in the context of him and Coach Tuberville having a bit of a fight over maybe deploying the National Guard to Montgomery and Birmingham. But quoting Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed from a couple months ago, Montgomery is not a battlefield. It is a city of families, faith, and future. The people of this community deserve solutions rooted in partnership, not political sound bites. Surprise us, Mayor Reed. Surprise your supporters who defend you through thick and thin. Surprise your critics who lay every tragedy at the feet of your leadership. Surprise those who have always been and always will be with you. Surprise those who never gave you a chance and probably never will. Surprise Democrats and Republicans, conservatives and progressives, young and old, black and white alike. Surprise your nation, surprise your state, surprise your city too. Surprise your colleagues, surprise your friends and family, but most importantly, surprise yourself with what you do. Upend the national narrative. Act out of character. Play a different game. Upset our politics as usual and make lame our routine rituals of hype, hope, and blame. Reach out to the most unlikely of partners. Invite the Trump administration into the Montgomery fold, not as resignation to federal imposition, but as courage to ask for a helping hand. Embrace your political enemies publicly as friends. Take any aid they can give, including deployment of the National Guard. If necessary, take the lead and propose a stepped-up federal city task force full of carrots and sticks. Don't wait for the Attorney General, Lieutenant Governor, and Governor to lead on this, and certainly don't wait for them to force your hand. Make Montgomery a spur for the nation, a place of reconciliation again, where men of immense political differences can stand shoulder to shoulder to make evildoers fear justice once again. I do not expect you to surprise us, Mr. Mayor. I understand if you don't wish to accept the audacity of this plan plainly written by a fool, though I would be overjoyed to be proven a fool by you. Though many people would be unhappily surprised if you were to propose a partnership with Trump, it would be more than worth it to upend the national political discourse and open new paths for Montgomery beyond political sound bites or the usual partisan fights. Montgomery is not a battlefield most days for most people until it is. The mass shooting in downtown Montgomery this past weekend reminds us of this bloody reality that keeps disturbing our city's tranquility. We can't let this happen. We can't let this happen. Montgomery's not a battlefield until it is. And happens again and again. Maybe the issue isn't simply lack of manpower or morale, though it has undeniably been a big part of the problem bedeviling the city for several years. Maybe we do need more judicial reforms at the state level to keep violent criminals off the streets, as well as laws to bolster and hasten the administration of justice before or after conviction, especially in cases of heinous crimes of violence. That said, I am the first to admit government policy, whether it be a policy of more carrots or bigger sticks, can only do so much to combat evil men given over to their desires. Politics alone could never liberate us from sin and death, and is more often a uniquely powerful temptation to sin and death rather than liberation. A city of countless churches on almost every other block, Montgomery does appear a city of Christian faith and family. Yet when too many rotten fruits continue to stain Montgomery city streets with the blood of their brothers, I can't help but think some of our households and houses of worship are false. Barely households and houses of worship at all. Places torn apart by lawlessness within the heart, only to bear the bad fruit of lawlessness on Montgomery streets. Indeed, though I would love to see Stephen Reed surprise me with a daring move to make friends of his political enemies in common cause. More than any political salve, I pray more houses of family and faith in Montgomery repent of their falsity. Though I must pray for this for my own house before all others. As Christ warns in Matthew 7:15-23, beware of false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. So then, by their fruit, you will recognize them. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons and perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Depart from me, you workers of lawlessness.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Boo! Guess who? That's right. This is Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage, where we make mortgages easy. If your finances are haunting you, it's time to call Alabama Home Mortgage. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. What if I told you that the money you've been looking for all this time is in your home? This is no trick. By refinancing your mortgage, you may be eligible to lower your interest rate or eliminate monthly mortgage insurance. Would you like to pay off credit card debt, make home improvements, or fund a large purchase? A mortgage refinance may be the answer. What are you waiting for? If your current mortgage payment makes you scream, then it's time to call the Alabama Home Mortgage Team. Clear the cobwebs. Call me, Kim Williams, today at 567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-368, Equal Housing Lender.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking to a lion tamer.
What up, Wild Kingdom?
I see you're working with the big cats.
That's right, man. They're ferocious. Down, Garfield, are no tender victuals for you.
I'll bet you've made so much money that you've had to hire yourself a money man.
Yeah, man, and I've hired the best.
You mean the man who could quite possibly be the most beloved asset preservationist in the world?
That's right, man. David Ernest.
The money man with the money plan.
Yeah, Daddy-O, and you can call him toll-free at 833-596-7233.
And those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
Yeah, man. Mr. Jinx, stop that. That's disgusting.
Tell me, how did you get into this business?
Well, my Uncle Claude, who was also a lion tamer, taught me everything I know.
And what was your Uncle Claude's last name?
Badly.
Claude Badley.
Yeah, excuse me. I gotta go scoop out the litter box.
Make sure you get that joke while you're at it.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. And welcoming back to these radio airwaves. She was here when I first started. Jenny Johnston here in the studio with me. Hey, Jenny.
Hey, Joey. It's actually Jenny Dodson now.
I know. I old habits.
No, I know. I've actually written my signature as Jenny Johnston.
How's Rad doing?
He's good.
He's good.
He's good. He's a goofball. I mean, like you put your hand over his mouth when he starts talking in public sometimes.
Well, we had like pre-scheduled this before the awful happenings of this weekend to talk about Joy to Life and raising money and getting people together, also fun and fellowship and fighting breast cancer. So like, it's not a 5K though this year, right?
No, it's not. Joy Blondheim started it 25 years ago. And I am a breast cancer survivor, 8.5 years in remission. I survived chemo. I am in remission from cancer. But she is doing a remix this year because the 5K is put on hold downtown. So we won't get into that. But I mean, they had a pink pop-up party in Prattville on the 4th, and now we have the pink pop-up party at the Farmers Market Pavilion in Wetumpka. And then on the 18th, you can find all this on my Facebook page. On the 18th, we have the glow-up party at the shops at East Chase. That's going to be fun, 5:30 to 8:30. And then the Night of Joy featuring Ruben Studdard.
Yeah, Ruben Studdard.
Yeah. At the Impact
That's big.
On the 25th at 7:30. So she's definitely made up for a 5K.
Yeah, and so because of stuff behind the scenes, just the 5K didn't work out. Maybe plays into stuff we're talking about these days. Not enough manpower, folks. But not getting into that. This sounds like a great remix.
It is
awesome. So if folks want to look at this themselves, like, is there a website?
Yes, joytolife.org.
Joytolife.org.
And you can find all the information about each one. Like the one on the 18th is like really, really cool. But the one on the pop-up party where there's one of them, you can become a kid again. I mean, glow sticks, balloons, bouncy houses, I believe, stuff like that. But all the events are free.
Oh, wow.
Just order your $30 t-shirt. And you've supported it.
That's great.
Including the concert with Ruben Studdard down at Impact?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know. That's the Impact. So
yeah, visit. You can go to Impact like through the Joy to Life website, folks.
Right.
So
right.
that's joytolife.org.
It's all there.
And again, well, the 4th already happened, but
Yeah. I'm
October
sorry.
the 11th coming up.
Right.
You will have there in Wetumpka overlooking the Coosa River at the farmers market.
Right.
Okay, very cool. And then the 18th, the glow up party, like you said, be a kid again, and all sorts of performances and games and goodies. And what is digital graffiti wall? That's fun.
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
going.
I've seen. I
so-
think it's that you can go up and write with a like an energized pen, but it
It sounds
it's
hilarious.
like a whiteboard but digital. And
Okay.
you can erase it. and stuff. I've seen-
my 3 grandchildren. Yes, I'm a grandma. Quit that look. Get that look.
I'm just happy.
I know.
Like, that's awesome.
I'm just
Is
kidding.
it true that I heard if you knew how much fun grandkids were, you would have skipped having kids altogether?
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Except for my young. No, I love my
I'm
boys. My
joking. I
boys. My
know.
youngest is now 29 and married, and my oldest is 33 and married with 3 kids.
Chapman.
Yes.
I know Chapman very well.
Do you
Yeah,
really?
we shoot together. I know Chapman very well. He's
Oh,
very
he
happy.
knows his
He's settled
guns.
down. He's settled down, and he's very happy. He just called me Friday.
Seriously.
We'll talk about it offline. Yeah, I know Parker, John. I know Parker too.
Oh, you know
very
Paul-
well. He's a good friend of mine. Yeah.
It is
I
the
just
small
realized who
world.
you were. I was like, oh my gosh.
Small
I
world.
really-
Yeah.
It is a small world.
Let's-
My word. Well, all these events are free. Just go to the
Yeah.
website, order your T-shirt, or if you don't want a T-shirt, you can just still donate. And there's tabs for every single thing.
And so, like, this all is to let's talk about what this goes towards, what all this
Okay.
money raised goes towards.
I'll have to get my phone out because Joy texted me this morning everything
Okay.
that I need to look at.
But it essentially is providing, while you get your phone, like, I'd imagine just general support to folks. Like, I mean, sometimes it's supplies, sometimes it's actually, people.
Mammograms.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And,
Actual
and
procedures.
all
That's
kinds
great.
of other
That's great.
other help things. And so let me go to
Probably
her
counseling,
text
I would imagine.
message. Yeah, that's not the right place. But yeah, if you can't afford a mammogram,
Wow,
Joy to Life will pay.
that's great.
Okay.
So Jody, that's not Joy, says mammograms and other breast screenings. We've done over 3,000 mammograms and other breast screenings since January.
Man,
Wow.
that's a lot.
And cancers were identified. Since 2001, JTL, we'll just call Joy to Life JTL, 2001 has funded over 100,000 breast screenings. That's including mammograms, biopsies, and ultrasounds for women and men, because yes, men do get breast cancer.
It can be.
It is a smaller percentage, of
Right.
course. But yes, men do. Anyway, hundreds of lives
That's amazing.
have been saved. And if I had known about it, if somebody had gotten on the radio, gotten out there, I don't know. I didn't know about it.
Right.
And I'm sure she was advertising. I just didn't pay attention because I was busy having babies. I mean, you know,
And it's very important that people are getting checked often, early. like-
annually,
yes.
and it's not starting at 40.
Right.
You need to start younger than 40. I don't know where 40 came up. They came up with that, but yeah, this Ruben Stoddard,
That's a big deal.
Stuttered.
Mhm.
I had Brad send me a few of his clips. I mean, his voice
great.
is
He
like
was, he
milk.
was the winner of what? You remember the voice? Not
Voice.
voice. Yeah,
He
right.
got-
And
he
he
got
really
really
was an
old.
incredible singer.
And I
Incredible
first
singer.
saw him on American Idol.
Yeah,
Did
that's
very
an
well on
American
Idol.
American
That's what I
He was like on the second or third season.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Very
one of
he
them.
early
really
on.
does have a buttery voice.
He does.
And so that'll be the culmination of the whole month-long Walk of Life remix tour.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
That will be through Impact. So if you go to joytolife.org, folks, and look at this Walk of Life remix, you show all the events, the free events, and at this point, it has a button where you visit Impact's site and you can
Right.
get access to tickets.
Easy peasy. And the one in Wetumpka on October 11th, it's completely free. But it's a celebration at the Wetumpka Farmers Market.
That'd be fun.
Starts there, and that's where it ends up. But you can even order a pink trash can on Twitter Life.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Website. So, you know, it's just order a T-shirt or donate.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
it's still
donate
the same
anyway.
thing, but or go to the Joy to Life Foundation.org and support. I mean, I just read you the statistics. If you think about how many women have been saved, over 100,000 since 2001. And I did have stage 4 breast cancer.
Wow.
So
Thank you, Father, right?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. All the grace and
Amen.
all the praise goes to this man right
There you
here.
go.
I'm holding up my cross necklace.
By his stripes, you're healed.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about what size is Eddie Bader? I'm gonna get him a T-shirt.
Probably
for
an XL
sure.
for him.
They're
For
all
sure.
30.
And,
all just $30.
Okay, well, I'm looking at this now, and you can pick them up at the events, folks. So,
Yeah.
like at the shops at East Chase coming up, at the Wetumpka pop up there, and of course at the Night of Joy at Impact with Ruben Studdard, or you can just always stop by the Joy to Life Foundation office.
Yeah.
during this month.
They'll actually deliver too.
Okay,
If
Wow.
you're in the middle of chemo or something like that, they'll deliver a t-shirt for you.
well, beautiful. Well, I'd appreciate it if we left anything out.
I don't think so, but
Okay,
you know me. I mean, I still have chemo brain.
I know the
It's a
effects.
true thing, and you know, you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah. It's a true thing. You have this fog. You can't remember words. I couldn't come up with the word grass one time. I just looked at Brad and said, "It's that green stuff in the lawn that you mow."
Right.
And he goes, "Grass." I went,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
But
the
you got your
word.
point across.
I couldn't come up with the word skirt.
Oh, and you're 100% right about surviving chemo. It's one of these days. I hope we come up with procedures that aren't like that in order to solve these issues.
Well, when I spoke at Pepper Tree Steak and Wine several years ago, when Chantel was still with us, I had done my research, of course, you know, and I looked up. There have been 40% fewer deaths, and they have detected breast cancer since in the last 40 years, but it's 40% less
that's awesome.
because the treatment plans have gotten so much better
Amen.
through the research. So if you want to say there's a cure for cancer, everybody's cancer is different. My cancer was completely different than Joy's.
Yep.
It might be breast cancer, but I've got a whole different family history.
Right.
I've got a whole the same gender, but some are not the same gender. Different ages, different colors. You know, you might be black, white, Asian. You might be a child. Okay. It does not differentiate. It just happens.
So, folks, it's happening all month. And
Mhm.
so just, again, go to joytolife.org. Check out all the events and buy a T-shirt. Even if you can't make the events, buy a T-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt
That's
or
right.
go on their website and
Just
donate.
That's right.
Exactly. And great seeing you, Jenny.
It's
Really
great
is.
seeing you too. And it's really nice to meet you, Troy. First thing he said to me was, "Go Bucks." I got my Buckeye
Hey,
shirt.
listen, and I'm proud. You know what? Your dad was a great American.
He
to go to
was.
that
He
school.
really was.
I know he
I
was.
lost him 7 months ago.
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, I had somebody come up to me, and do we need to take a break? Do I need to
Yeah,
stop
in a
talking?
second I do.
Okay. Anyway, he came up to me in the parking lot and said, "Did you lose a bet? Roll Tide." And I went,
I knew it had to be
I
a bammer.
crossed
I
my
knew it had
arms.
to be a bammer.
Joey knows me. I crossed my arms and I kind of cocked my head like this. Y'all can't see me, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going, I wear this in memory of my late father.
That
They
shut him up.
shut up
That shut
quicker
him
than
up.
I mean, yeah. It
Well,
was
leave it to the Bammer to do that. Well,
true.
but
War-
great
War
seeing you.
Eagle.
That's
War
right.
Eagle.
And we didn't win last weekend.
Well, you know what? But you didn't lose either.
Well, I got to
I
hit
know.
this
You're
break.
right.
I know you got to take a break. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for letting me come in. I
Of course.
really appreciate it.
It's
It's
nice
great to see
meet
you.
Jenny. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call, Scott Bowers, and PBS Painting. 294-5122. That's PBS Painting. 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
The Tears family has been your local Roto-Rooter service since 1964. Drain cleaning, plumbing repair, and those troublesome septic tanks, no problem. Technology has changed a bit in the last 54 years. Video inspections of lines to locate problems is available, as well as scheduling your appointment online. River Region residents have trusted Roto-Rooter for over half a century. You can too. Call today at 272-7130 or visit online at rotorooteralabama.com.
Call Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and we go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Hey, this is Troy with All Access Overhead Door. We've been advertising with Blue Water, and trust me, it works. Take it from me. You need to get your business out there in the river region, you can count on Blue Water Broadcasting. And remember, if you need an overhead door repair, you can count on All Access Overhead Doors.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. There will be a few showers on the radar today and over the next few days, but not many to go around. Today, we'll say limited sunshine, a comfortable day, a breezy day with winds gusting as high as 20 miles per hour out of the east. Maybe some isolated, widely scattered showers around. Rain chances maybe 20%-ish today, less than 20% tomorrow, and more widely scattered storms on Wednesday and Thursday. But your odds of seeing a shower are small. Today's high 83. I think we'll be in the upper 80s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then cooler again late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Again, Eddie Bader and Troy Carrico here in the studio. Great seeing Jenny, having her back on these airwaves. And y'all get over to joytolife.org and check out all the month-long events they're doing to raise money. Again, Doug Singleton, county commissioner and I believe chairman of the board over there. Mm-hmm. He will be joining us at 1 and talk about the weekend's awful shooting downtown. Mm-hmm. Just making clear that the fair is ongoing. The fair is still open. The fair is secure and safe.
Very, very safe.
And some of the people, as you saw on Doug Singleton's message out on Facebook, these are no nonsense fellas and they run a tight ship.
Yep.
And that's the thing is when, again, I just want to circle back to this. Initially, I'm happy to kind of defer to like, okay, the chief saying we had enough manpower. Then you see the crowds. Like you did not have enough manpower. Like that's absurd, especially with alcohol flowing the way it was.
And if what he said, the textbook was being used, then he would know that he needs more people.
Yeah, we're going by the handbook. Well, and it's like, is there not communication? No, we're stretched a little thin. Like, and also, like if I had the chief right here, I'd be like, exactly that evening, how many people did you have on duty? Where did you send them? What are the right? What are the decisions? Why, using your discretion, which you're the chief, you have all this discretion. It's your job. Where are you sending these guys, and why? And what sort of decisions did you have to make if you only had 300 officers? If that,
Joey, it's not
right. You only got what, 200 something?
Yeah.
What are the decisions you're having to make differently if you had 300, if you had 400?
There'll be a lot of overtime no matter what.
Either
Probably
way.
mandatory overtime.
Right.
So,
well, I'm pretty good friends with a lieutenant on the force, been there for 15 years, and he bemoans the fact that as a watch commander, they have just scant few units available. So
somebody just texted me. He'll remain anonymous. 183.
No.
What the hell, man?
That's exactly it, dude.
And, I know there are a lot of folks that immediately want to defend the mayor on this. And I am not the type, as I've said many times, when somebody broke into my car, I didn't scream at the sky at 2 a.m, Todd Strange! Like, that's not how I think. But I think I've very reasonably been watching this mayor and the policies in particular around policing for at least 5-6 years now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it interesting that sometimes decisions you made 5-6 years ago, it takes a while for them to bear rotten fruit?
Mm-hmm.
Like there are consequences to the policies that had been pursued. And we're trying to pick up the pieces at the last second and stuff. But honestly, there are times where I think you have a different philosophy. It's not just, we can't get the people. It's also like, we don't ever want to be like Emery Fulmer. It's sort of this weird mindset. We never want to actually.
Opposite. Yeah.
And yet,
if you look at the trends, Joey, with the defund police, the idea of we're standing down, not making like an Emery Fulmer kind of paramilitary force, this is endemic in many cities in America right now. But this is hitting home right here, right now. Like you said, 5 years later, from those rotten fruit that's being born from bad ideas.
Well, apparently 400 Texas National Guard troops are headed to Illinois.
Yeah, I saw that.
Heading to Chicago.
Yeah.
Because of the lack of cooperation with ICE and just the.
Well, you saw over the weekend
blocking ICE.
The whole where they were asking for a little bit of backup and were told no.
Yeah, the watch. And
now they're coming back saying no, we didn't say that at all.
They need to arrest. He needs to be arrested for dereliction of duty.
Thank you.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, like it or not, those are U.S. citizens too. And if I called for somebody to help me, if I call law enforcement, I don't give a. I'm doing something legal.
You know what I find very, very ironic though, and the problem with irony, Joey, is not everybody gets it. But well, here's the thing. All these northern cities are complaining about being occupied by federal forces. I'm like, hey, welcome to our world, okay? The war of northern aggression bore this for you. So suck it up, buttercup, and enjoy it.
Well, and so what do y'all think about my absurd proposal? But I think it would shock the world. And it's like, we have less than 200 officers. We got 183. The state just like, well, we got to expand our purview. I know the sheriff's office is doing what they can, but if we still don't have enough manpower, why not ask for help?
Well, here's another question I kind of wonder. Like I said before, we got more cops in this town than probably any other town. Is it such a god-awful question to ask them to get from behind their desk and put them on patrol for a little bit until this thing gets solved? Is that the worst idea in the world?
Well, some of them.
Sure.
But no, it depends on the officer. But yes, I see what your point is.
Again, man, I guess I just come from a different place. But when one part of the manufacturing process needs help, we'll pull from another to fix it. You're fixing the process. And if you're too good for that, I'm too good to do that job, get the hell out.
Right. But why not ask for help?
Oh, well, that's a pride thing. And
pride in politics.
Yeah,
and it's a shame. Because I could see it coming that it's going to be instead of and I've already seen commentary online from folks who live in the community and have a following online saying, oh, they bring in the National Guard. We got our new BLM moment. Really? Really?
Bring it.
But you got people that look for that. You got people that's what they're waiting for.
Yep. That's their agitation.
No, and that's the rotten fruit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a block away, Black lives are slain on the street from where it says it matters on our street.
Yeah. Apparently it doesn't.
But that was never a universal Christian-like love of basic human dignity. It was always a fist in the air.
Yep.
Literally. At people that had nothing to do with this.
Literally.
So ask for help. Bury the hatchet. I don't think he will. And legally, it is the governor's call on whether or not to bring in the National Guard and request it from the feds. But it would be quite something and something different to see maybe a change of approach.
I really don't think she'll do that either.
Why not? That's
Pride.
the thing. Pride?
Stupid pride.
To do so would be an abject failure on her part to admit that she can't do it on her own here. And you know what's sad? Goat Hill's here. This is the this is the representative of the entire state. This city is, whether you compare about Huntsville's power, this is the capital.
That's
okay.
right.
And if you can't control it, to bring in outside force makes it look like you're derelict all across the board. And let's be honest, if we look under the behind the curtains, there's a lot messed up in the state of Alabama.
Really is. And so somebody needs to lead, because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it to my satisfaction, certainly not the satisfaction of a lot of people. You know, I mostly keep my butt home. Now, that's my disposition, so I guess it's not that ethical or courageous.
Yeah, but roofs ain't bulletproof, Joey.
True. That's very true, number one. But number two, I spent a lot of my time in the city exactly where that rang out. A lot, too much time. Stuff I'm not necessarily proud of.
Entertainment district.
Right.
It should be a completely
It shouldn't even
safe
be a thought.
space, period. You're right.
And it never was a thought.
I remember coming out of the alley bar when we used to go to the alley bar. There were always 3 or 4 cops there because one of them had the little Segway thing, and we threatened to take it. And
and when you know, on a normal evening, they probably did have enough manpower down there for a normal evening.
For a normal evening,
Yes.
but this was not a
And that's
normal
fine.
evening. We had a Ferris wheel and free beer.
Right. Well, and think about this.
And a hot dog.
That's
vendor.
the same location. Remember when Trump came to town?
Yeah.
And it's at the Renaissance? and
Yeah,
all
that's
this?
right.
And I remember sitting in that bar with Coach Tuberville, and not just me and Tuberville, but hundreds of people right there on that corner.
Yep.
Or a block away from where it happened. And it just adds to it where you're like, this is not like some off the beaten path sort of thing. This is like in the heart of the city.
Right. And honestly, Montgomery's not that big of a city.
No.
It's not, man.
But if this is the place where you have foreign dignitaries, this is the place where you have top flight, say, officials coming in, you have military officials coming in.
This is the intellectual center for the U.S. Air Force.
Like you got to stop playing with this.
Yep.
Daggum.
I mean, I've had to, I think, share this story with you that I've had to enforce law enforcement on 2 occasions. Once at the Winn-Dixie parking lot with the lady getting mugged, and the other with the one up there. And I'm just saying, listen, I think there is a aversion in this city to, at least since I've been here, since 2016, I've watched the lack of active policing.
Yes.
Very, very active.
Yeah. Well, if you're a cop too, does it? I mean, let's
Is it
be
worth
honest.
it?
After the last cop that got arrested, they finally let him out. Did they have his back? I mean, did he do anything that he wasn't trained to do? And I bet if you look at the number of when we started losing cops, probably around that same time.
There was a big migration.
Well, and it got worse after
Right.
George Floyd and Black Lives Matter.
But you know who didn't get worse for? Sheriff's Department.
And of course, they blame that on COVID.
Sheriff's Department.
No, the Sheriff's Department did not get worse.
Did not get worse. In fact, they got better.
Anyway, we got to hit a quick 30-second break here. First, this part of the program brought to you by River Region Contracting. Say a bullet does fly through your roof.
Ooh, man.
River Region Contracting can help you find
They
that
sure
hole.
can.
They can patch it up.
They sure can.
They can find your hole and patch it up on your roof.
You really want that.
Yes.
Honestly, right now, a lot of people are going into a whole false sense of hope. We hadn't had any rain. We hadn't had any storms.
Right.
They're assuming the roofs are good.
Yeah, they're fine.
Now's the time to get it inspected.
No, it probably got all like brittle.
Oh, yeah.
And
As dry
crunchy
as it
during
can
the
be.
summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to get that checked out, especially if you haven't had that roof checked out in a while, whether it's a metal roof or asphalt shingle roof. Either needs to be inspected on a regular basis. And here's the great news. At River Region Contracting, aren't those inspections always free?
Always free, Joey.
And aren't their estimates also always free?
Free. And they don't just say, hey, it's $100 to fix it and get in the truck and leave. They will give you a breakdown of what needs to be repaired on your roof and why.
And they're insurance specialists, so they can
Very
walk you through that claims process, make it a swift, easy experience. Y'all check them out today. Again, that's River Region Contracting, 356-8635. That's 356-8635. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Quick break. Be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
The best pizza buffet in town just got better. In October, Pizza Perfect is rolling back the price to 2010. This month only, the buffet is only $10. Included on the buffet is pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink. Get it for lunch Monday through Saturday and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. If you've never been to Pizza Perfect, now's a great time to go. $10 for the buffet. Pizza Perfect. Available for pickup and delivery. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard, Eastwood.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go to the phones and talk to Papa B. Papa B.
What up, Papa B?
Hey, guys. Well. What a sorry state of affairs we find ourselves in, huh?
Yep.
This is a mess. So, the last show with Scott Beeson, I tried to kind of bring some, reasoning to the situation. One can scratch their head and wonder and all, and I called it finally, the purposeful dereliction of duty on the mayor's part, city council, whoever you want to, this is a leadership problem.
Yep.
They're not, for whatever reason you might want to say, because, out of the police department, there's a reason it has to go straight to the leadership, just like you would on a football team. Say, Auburn, losing.
They fired
really
people
bad
for less.
now.
Yep.
Sooner or later you got to say, well, wait a minute now. The coaching ain't really good.
Right.
Well, and we're on our third chief in 6 years. The force levels continue to fall.
And when you call, what do they say? There's nothing we can do.
I kind of feel bad for the chief and anyone that we bring in, because it seems like they come in kind of with their hands behind their back.
Sure.
I don't think they're allowed to do exactly what they want to do. And as we saw, or as you might have saw in that press conference, at one point the chief had nothing to say, and the way the mayor stepped in, I'd be very honest, that looked like a very strange relationship. Boss.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, it comes back to leadership. I two interviews ago, before they stopped trying to get in contact with me, I asked the mayor straight up. I said, there are a lot of people within law enforcement in this community that think your leadership is crap, and that you're the problem. You're not allowing us to actually do our job. Now, you, Mr. Mayor, can think they're full of crap. But the problem is there's a huge chasm between our top elected official in the city and a lot of people in our law enforcement community, and that chasm should not exist. What are you, as a leader, going to do about it? And it was not a satisfactory answer. Talking around it.
There should be no daylight. There should be no daylight between law enforcement and the mayor. Not an ounce of daylight. But there is. Joey, you're right. There's a huge chasm. And I said purposeful dereliction of duty. I might even want to say aggressive dereliction of duty. Look at what the mayor of Chicago, all these blue dot cities, the mayor of Chicago, now I don't want to misquote anybody, but you can go back and look at it, because what I got out of the interview is this. He basically insinuated that law enforcement doesn't work.
Yeah.
That locking people up doesn't work. And that's the same kind of attitude, I do believe, is expressed in Montgomery, Alabama.
I believe you're right.
Another blue dot city. And so here's what I would say. The aggressive dereliction of duty, I'm going to ask a question out loud that's probably pretty uncomfortable, but it needs to be asked. Is the reason that there's not mass arresting going on of lawbreakers because they're black? Are they not arresting them because they're black?
They arrest.
They arrest, and the reason I say no, because I think we all see the mugshots that come out on a regular basis, weekly basis. There's no lack of black people or white people being arrested. There's no like one side more than the other.
No, and we investigate fairly well, and that is the mayor has a point looking at some of these judges who keep letting people out. That's
where I think we've got to lay a little bit of blame as well.
But so it's across the board. I've been saying this for weeks too. It has to be across the board. Everybody needs to get better. But it starts with the city. Who's the leader of the city? It's the mayor.
Right. I don't want to make it a racial thing because I want us to all love each other and try to get along. But if you look at the statistics, most of the crime is from white population, and I'm just wondering. I'm asking the question, why? And why not only why are they not arrested, but why are they not incarcerated or something? People keep on doing things until they find it so uncomfortable that they stop doing it.
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and try to answer the question because I'm not by any stretch of the imagination an expert.
When the problem doesn't go solved,
the question and start doing
you're
something
right.
that works.
You're right. And when the
It's not
problem
working.
doesn't get better, the solutions aren't getting better over time. That's when you start to wonder, are you actually trying to fix it? Because there are a lot of people around trying to fix it, but for some reason it's not satisfactory. But
don't it?
Yeah.
Shoot, golly,
right.
beat
Well,
shuffle,
anyway, Papa B, I'm sorry to be
whatever. All right, guys,
short.
thanks a
Got to
lot.
run. Got to
See you,
hit this
Poppy.
top of the hour break. Doug Singleton joining us after this break.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Republican and Democrat lawmakers are showing few signs of meaningful negotiations on reopening the federal government as the shutdown now enters a sixth day. There is an expected Senate vote on trying to end the shutdown once again, set for an estimated 5:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight. House Speaker Mike Johnson says the House's clean continuing resolution, that is simply extending the spending that was already underway, would add nothing for either party, but he says that's what Democrats rejected in favor of insisting on about $1.5 trillion in new spending, including health care for illegal immigrants. The Trump-Gaza peace plan is being discussed today in Egypt, and Hamas negotiators and Israeli negotiators sitting down for those talks. Tomorrow marks a somber anniversary, 2 years since the brutal Hamas terrorist attack on October 7th of 2023. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. There will be a few showers on the radar today and over the next few days, but not many to go around. Today, we'll say limited sunshine, a comfortable day, a breezy day with winds gusting as high as 20 miles per hour out of the east. Maybe some isolated, widely scattered showers around. Rain chances maybe 20%-ish today, less than 20% tomorrow, and more widely scattered storms on Wednesday and Thursday. But your odds of seeing a shower are small. Today's high 83, I think, will be in the upper 80s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then cooler again late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
At CB&S Bank, we've been meeting the needs of our customers since 1906. Need help setting up new business goals? Our line of commercial loans can help you achieve them. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. 2 people are dead and 12 others injured in a mass shooting in downtown Montgomery. The incident happened just before midnight Saturday in the area of Bibb and Commerce Street. No arrests have been made. Montgomery police are actively pursuing leads and reviewing evidence, including witness statements and surveillance footage. Montgomery police have released the names of 2 victims killed in the Saturday night mass shooting. 17-year-old Jeremiah Morris and 43-year-old Shalandra Williams were killed when guns were fired into a large crowd of people downtown. 3 people who were injured in the shooting remain in critical condition. A $50,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest of those involved in the deadly shootout in Montgomery. In hopes of generating leads, Crime Stoppers offered $5,000, to which the city added $20,000. An additional $25,000 was pledged by Montgomery City Council President C.C. Calhoun to bring the reward total to $50,000. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Here at Adams Drugs, we let our customers do the talking. I'm here with Sheila Davis, whose family owns Davis Cafe on North Decatur Street here in Montgomery. Sheila, how easy was it to transfer your prescriptions over from a big box store?
Jim, it was very easy and comfortable. It wasn't hard at all, like steps 1, 2, 3. Just that easy.
Sheila, I know you go to the Adams Drugs on Adams Avenue. Tell me about your customer experience at Adams Avenue.
My customer experience at Adams Avenue was wonderful. The whole staff is wonderful. It's very hard for me to get out and to get my medicine. Adams Drugs has a wonderful delivery service that delivers my medicine to me on time, prompt, and whenever I run out, he's there on time.
Please come into Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Visit us at our website, adamsdrugs.net, for the location nearest you. Adams Drugs, your local independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Whole crew here in the studio, and joining us, as promised, we have the chair of the county commission here in Montgomery County, Commissioner Doug Singleton, joining us. How are you today, sir?
Doing good, Joey. Thank you.
Now, first, just your general reaction to kind of events over the weekend and what happened downtown.
It's very unfortunate. I don't have any details I can really share with y'all today anymore. Y'all know as much as I do. The county was not involved. We were not asked to be involved or be a sponsor, so it was entirely not anything that the county had going on. So I got about as much information as y'all did.
It's fair. And I just want to make clear, because especially the first stuff that broke and was out there on social media and stuff, this had nothing to do with the fair. In fact, the fair is still going. The fair is open. The fair is safe. Let's lay that out for folks.
Yeah, it seems like every time something happens, people want to blame it on other things or get confused. And I think some of the confusion came because they had a Ferris wheel and some other fair type ride down there. Yeah. But it has nothing to do, not affiliated in one way. The fair's been here. This is our 72nd year of having the Alabama National Fair. We've been able to generate and give back well over $10 million to nonprofits here in Montgomery. Our goal this year is again to give away $350,000 to 20, 25, 30 nonprofits every year. And, people say, I don't know why you do the fair, it's a waste and all that stuff. But if you ask those nonprofits who really count on that money to be able to do great things, it's very important to them.
Well, and of course, to have fun out there, and people do have a lot of fun at the fair, and I like eating. I mean, that's what I like to do.
I love it.
But in terms of safety and security, I mean, the last time I was there, you got to go through a checkpoint. You see a lot of folks walking around. I'm sure plainclothes also walking around.
Yeah, when you get to the fair, you immediately, before you enter the buildings or enter the fairgrounds, you have to go through a security check that's manned by sheriff's deputies. It's not Private security, it is sheriff's deputies who are doing the checking. You have to have a clear bag. You cannot have any weapons. So many people carry around like just a
little Leatherman,
a pocket knife.
Yeah, sure.
You know, not doing it, ever doing any harm. They have to take the pocket knife back, or they lose it. We do not allow. Again, all has to be clear bags. That's probably the number one call I get is, I don't have anything. They can check my bag. Nope, it's got to be clear bag. You got to be 18 and above to enter without a parent or chaperone. I get that call every year. Well, my kids went down there and they're 17 and, you know, they're great kids and FCA. And I said, well, don't matter.
Right.
Rules are rules.
That's right.
Here. Everybody is the same for all the rules. So when you go through the gate, you go through the metal detectors and you got your clear bag, and you enter the fairgrounds, you will see law enforcement officers about every 30 or 40 steps that you take. They're going to be on every corner. You're going to see the police department has a command center there. You're going to see every exit gate and entrance gate to that Coliseum. Every door is manned by volunteers from Kiwanis clubs around Central Alabama.
Wow.
You see that. You probably, if you look close enough, you'll see drones flying over because people say, y'all got people climbing the fences with the machine guns on their back. That's not true either. We got drones out there. You're probably going to see the ALEA helicopter. I had somebody on Facebook say, well, I heard shots 2 years ago. That wasn't true either. It was a pop gun that they used on one of the shows behind the circus tents in one of the rodeo arenas. It was kind of a wild Western show.
Yeah.
Because we had to stop that one because that was causing more problems from that popping. But it wasn't gunshots or balloons popping. So, but the fair is the safest place that you can be in Montgomery, Alabama, today, tonight, and for the next 9 days.
And it's got all the stuff people have come to love with the fair, whether the food vendors, the rides, or the games, or like go see like the pigs race or something like that.
Our chief of security is a retired federal marshal.
Good.
Sheriff Cunningham is out there every night. He's co-chief of security for the fair. We've got a team of about 5 or 6 in plain clothes that are always walking around out there, and they do not put up with no mischief.
Good.
You get into a pushing match, they're going to grab you up and they're going to escort you out.
Yes,
and we're going to call you if your parents not there beside you. We had a kid a couple of years ago got a little loud, got real bushes, wanted to, cause problems. We grabbed him and said, "Where's your mom, dad?" Well, my dad's out in the parking lot. So we called his dad and said, "Hey, we got your son here. You need to come inside and get him. You're supposed to be in here with him. Come get him and take him home." He said, "You can't send him." I said, "No, we're not going to send him out. You come get him." "Well, I got to pay again to get in?" No, I said, "No, sir. We'll just take him downtown. You pick him up down there." And he said, "Okay, I'll come get my kid." I say that because there's zero tolerance.
Right.
Sheriff Cunningham
That's what it needs to be.
and
Zero
Art
tolerance.
Baylor and those guys, MPD, Sheriff's Deputy, they do not play.
Yeah.
And we have no issues at all. I see on Facebook, so many people are so misinformed. They're talking, "Oh, it's so trashy and nasty."
No.
I promise you, it is not trashy and nasty. And I can guarantee that one because I walk around with one of these pickers and I pick up every piece of trash. I just went and bought me 2 more at Harbor Freight before I walked in there. There's no trash. It don't stay on the ground long if it hits the ground. It's the cleanest place. Our food vendors have scores of 99 to 100. And the thing about our food vendors it's not a one time they come in before the fair starts. They come in every day and inspect our food vendors. So it's the safest, cleanest place in Montgomery.
Well, folks, y'all get out to the fair because it, as you just laid out too earlier, that it's one of these things where it really does bear great fruit. Maybe not with the big headlines, but the amount of money y'all are able to raise to give to nonprofits and support systems around the area is, so it's a fun event. It's a great event, but it's also very important.
It's a great memory too, as a kid growing up. I mean, that's one of the greatest things in Montgomery is going to the fair.
Yeah, and one of the knocks was the carnival people are not very presentable. They are 100%.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, they're 100% now.
Yeah.
The group that handles the fair, those guys are all professionally dressed. They're clean.
That's great.
They brush your hair. They look good. They look very professional.
How many years you guys been doing that?
72 years.
That's amazing. That's great.
72 years.
Continuous years, huh?
Yep.
Well, I guess I can let you go unless we've left anything out. If I forgot
Unless
anything.
you got something else you want to
I'm
say.
just mad you didn't bring no corn dogs, no chili dogs,
I
no
actually had
elephant
a-
ears,
Funnel cake.
yeah,
Hey,
funnel cake, fried Oreos, a little something, something.
I had a lady send me a text and or on Facebook or something said, "Do y'all deliver?" And
get an Uber.
And the answer is really no. But she wanted a foot long corn dog.
That my mom?
I'm gonna deliver her a foot long corn dog.
Good for you.
If it makes it home in my car with me.
Well, I appreciate it, Doug.
All right,
And
thank
good
y'all.
to see you.
Hey, thank you for coming by.
Good to have you.
We'll be right back with Reed Ingram.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Wet feet, melting popsicles, puppy prints. Summer is hard on floors, but Pergo Vinyl by Mohawk is kid-proof, pet-proof, and life-proof. And right now during the Pergo event at Prattville Carpet, you can get luxury vinyl, worry-free floors, plus up to $1,000 in rebates on qualifying Pergo products. So gorgeous new floors up to $1,000 back. And did I mention 12 months no interest? Get the details and shop Mohawk's Pergo event now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
Attention business owners. Did you know that about 90% of employees and customers are unhappy when they walk into a dirty building? Let Janny King, the king of clean, keep your business pristine. Janny King's local franchise owners can handle your cleaning needs with reliable, hands-on cleaning solutions that deliver more than just a clean space. Janny King comes with regional support, which ensures consistency and quality, allowing you to focus on all the other needs of your business. Go to JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Before we go to the phones, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and you're familiar with them, right?
I am. Actually, I got a call from them at 7:50 this morning to let me know they were heading over to the Airbnb.
Nice. What, doing some mosquito thing or just
Mosquito
basic pest
thing?
control?
But as we've talked about, it's getting a little cooler out there. Well, the occupant of the Airbnb saw a scorpion yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yep.
One of
yep.
those wood scorpions.
Yeah, it was one of those little tiny ones. So it's time. You know, and I told her, I was like, hey, it kind of happens this time of year. So we get Pest Pro out there.
And then before you know it, you're going to end up with spiders.
Spiders. And then before you know it, right behind them, going to be the mice.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Especially as it gets real cool.
So go ahead and get prepared for it. That's what we did.
Call up Pest Pro Services. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or search for Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. But I encourage you to call them direct. 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell them that Joey, Eddie, and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Now bringing on to the show, State Representative Reed Ingram. Reed, how are you today, sir?
Man, I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Good.
We're all good on a personal basis, but it is unsettling to see what happened in downtown Montgomery over the weekend. What's your reaction to this?
You know, I'm not shocked with all the ingredients that was in the air and in Montgomery this weekend. It's just it's sad that we wasn't more prepared. You know, the city wasn't more prepared. But you know, Doug is right. The fair is safe. It's a good place, safe to go compared to what was going on this weekend. And it's just you know, anytime you have that kind of environment, it's got to have a lot more law enforcement present.
So it's clear in your mind that just did not have the manpower and were stretched too thin with all the events going on.
Absolutely. You know, and we've always been there for the last year or two to help the city on the state side with our MAX unit. And we were not notified that of these events. Now, I did read about they were giving away free beer Friday night downtown.
Mhm.
And we did have ABC there and ALEA there to do some checking and kind of, hold off on anything. I didn't know of anything that was going on Saturday night other than, just a good inventory of people at the downtown, So I would have thought he had everything under control, but obviously he didn't.
Now, what do you make of the governor expanding the MAX unit this morning in response to that?
I've been in touch with the governor's office, and we've been, staying in touch with this going on. And it's just, it's a shame that we have to do that. We're working on legislation that we're going to, hopefully be able to correct it more. I tried to get the bill passed last year on doing the police chief takeover. I don't think Gray Boys is doing a bad job, but he's only doing the job that the mayor lets him do. There's a reason that we're so far down in inventory in police officers in the city of Montgomery, and the sheriff's not down at all. There's no vacancy in the sheriff's department. It's because they just don't like the working environment. The money's the same, basically. Actually, you may make more with the city. But it's just, I don't think that the mayor had any knowledge on law enforcement when he went in. That wasn't his background. He may have a lot of good things that I don't know about that maybe, that he can do, but law enforcement's not one of them. And I think there needs to be qualifications in municipalities that are that large that you've got to have background. Just like I passed a bill to have, you can't run for sheriff, not unless you have law enforcement background. Before I went in, you could run no matter what kind of background you had. Same way with the probate judge. We passed that. You got to be a lawyer. Used to, you didn't have to be a lawyer before to become a probate judge. And I think now, I don't think you need to run as a mayor, not unless you've got background and the experience to be able to, control something like that. You've got a budget handling that much money. You don't know if these people can even buy a car on their own.
Are you going to introduce new legislation for that session next year? Reed, you still there?
I think we lost him.
Yeah, sound like.
Yeah, I think we did lose.
Yeah, I think we lost him
because I'd like to see what sort of laws.
40 now.
Hey, Reed.
Reed, we lost you there for a second.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, where we lost you is, are you thinking about introducing new legislation this upcoming session?
Oh, I lost you a long way.
Yeah, sorry.
So, I'm sorry. I'm up here.
Oh, no.
It's what I wrote about, this infrastructure. Man.
He's actually on a trip to go get some pumpkins.
Oh, that what it is?
Some fresh pumpkins.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, Reed, we kind of lost you again. Well, dadgum.
Yeah.
Reed, you there? No. Call us back, Reed, if you can.
Yeah, please call us back.
Because we want to keep this conversation going. But yeah, I think, why has the governor not already invited Trump and team in?
I think Troy nailed it. It looks like a failure.
It to do so would be, in my opinion, a blatant admittance of we can't get it done ourselves, and that's not what they
Damn
want.
y'all's pride, man.
Man, if you have people dying, and you're going to do that, it's political.
I think we got him back on one. Hey, Reed, sorry about that. We lost you there.
Hey, guys, no, it was my fault. I got out of my truck and my Bluetooth kept cutting out.
Technology.
So here's the deal. So we've got a mayor that is probably good at some things, but I hadn't figured out what, to be honest with you. But law enforcement and that kind of thing is not his cup of tea. So, I passed a bill to where you can't run as a sheriff, not unless you've got law enforcement background.
Yeah, and I think there is just dropping the ball. Though part of me is like, do they want to solve the problem? Is this?
I don't think they want to solve the problem. I mean, you've got Cunningham that has got no vacancy in his office,
right?
And you've got the mayor that's down what I hear is different stories. He's down 62%. You know, and I hear every week of people that have come into a store that just take stuff and leave, and the police never show up. I had one that walked in with an assault rifle last week at a Dollar General, and the police have not showed up yet. They called and asked a description on him and never showed up. I mean, that's unacceptable. So we're going to look at doing some things I don't want to talk about on the air.
Okay.
I'm not saying that the mayor's a bad guy. I just say that he is nothing. He has no background in law enforcement, and he does not need to be in that position, in my opinion. Maybe we can educate him, but it's public safety, and you can't stay if you can't protect the public.
Would you support a request of the National Guard being brought in to supplement?
You know, if you bring the National Guard, I talked to the governor's office about that this morning. You know, there are some fleas that come with that dog because you've got businesses down there, and you got, you know, National Guard down there, and it's just, you know, does it help the businesses or hurt them? You know, we're going to put our guys in. We're going to hit it hard. We have to. You know, it's. But I think we're going to try this first before we bring in the National Guard. And I trust the government's judgment on that. And do I think the National Guard needs to be in Montgomery? Absolutely. But do I think it may be a negative right now? If we can do it better with the state than to put somebody down there and put a black eye on the city of Montgomery. We've got the resources.
And, you know, and looking at things like crime statistics, there's a huge story the Washington Post put out, internal DC police scandal over manipulated crime statistics, a lot of the rank and file. Washington, D.C. officers coming out accusing their superiors of downgrading crimes to mask the real levels of problems. Think something like that might be going on in this capital city of ours?
You know, there's no doubt in my mind, Joey. You know, we hadn't had it reported to us in years since Todd left that I know of, to the crime stats that's been reported. You know, we don't know what's going on. And one of the things that I'm looking at on legislation taking over the 911, that money comes off of your cell phone. It comes to the state. We distribute it out. We're looking at taking over the 911 because the 911 operators are being told to do things that they're not supposed to be doing, and they're not reporting categories of crime the way it is. And I think that's going on throughout the country, and especially in these blue areas. And I think it's time for the state to be the parent here and make sure that these people are taken care of, and make sure that law enforcement and public safety is number one.
Well, I appreciate your time, Reed. I already let the cat out of the bag. You're going to get like fresh pumpkins, pick up some pumpkins today?
So, yeah, I'm up in North Georgia. We've got a good farmer up there, and I'll be back here in a little while. I apologize I couldn't be in the person, but I'll be back Wednesday. If you need me to come in, I'll be glad to. But I'll be back actually tonight. But if you need me to come in Wednesday, I'll be glad to.
Well, I'll be in touch with you. I appreciate it as always. Thank you, Reed.
Thank you.
Again, State Representative Reed Ingram, always appreciate his time. Now that's interesting. I would want to know what are the fleas.
Well, I think that
they come with the dog of the National Guard.
I think part of it being the black eye, but I wouldn't look at it that way.
Yeah, I don't either. Things need to change, and that's going to get attention in a hurry, and I bet it would change things drastically. Yeah.
Before we go back to the phones, this part of the program brought to you by Invista Advisors, and they're in Invista Advisors. They offer personalized financial planning services with a high level of expertise, and it's like a whole team of folks that specialize in particular things. So like certified professional accountants, business consultants, investment advisors, they are all working together in tandem to provide a comprehensive approach to your long-term financial planning. Could be wherever you are in life, like just starting out, just starting a family. Maybe a lot of your wealth's tied up in a small business, or you're running
an exit plan,
a nonprofit. Yeah, maybe you're already in retirement. You want to get kind of your affairs in order.
That's right.
Your estate, they can help you wherever you are. Could be you just want to kick butt stock portfolio.
Oh yeah,
they can help you with that.
Become more aggressive.
So y'all check them out today. It all begins with a conversation. 387-0094. Again, that's 387-0094. And be sure to tell the great folks there at Invista Advisors that Joey Clark fella told me to call y'all. Let's go to Soldier Boy. He's been waiting for half an hour. Sorry about that. How you doing?
What up, Soldier Boy?
What up? He fell out of the foxhole.
You there, Soldier Boy?
Soldier Boy. Might have lost him.
All right, then. Let's go to Khaki. Hey, Khaki.
Hey, Joey. I sent you a message after after Charlie Kirk was killed,
Yes, ma'am.
because I don't envy your position, but I value your voice. And if I may, the commissioner gave a terrible commercial for the fair. I would not allow my children or go into the Montgomery Fair area because I don't believe in what Montgomery's got going on. Another thing, I appreciate what Mr. Reed said, and held on for that. And also, I feel like that was a blowhole. I have a proposition just to throw out there.
Sure.
Why can't parents be prosecuted for minors that are caught with guns? Why can this come back to the home base and stop it being in the police department's hands?
Well, Reed Ingram was trying. He was talking about something like that last year for last session. I don't think that got done. But this is something that will be brought up again. You're not the only one asking about it.
Well, I've not heard it from anybody else, so that's why I follow you. And I've moved to Georgia, and I still have you on my television every day.
Well, I appreciate that greatly. I really do.
I value your voice, and I'm looking forward to you. And I'm going to hold you accountable to stand up with Rush and Charlie. And I know you got it. Please help us and keep it challenged. Please.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I appreciate the call.
Thank you, Kaki. That's nice.
Bit of a challenge. I don't mind it. 272-9228. Again, if you want to get in on the conversation, let's go to line 4. You're on there. Who's this?
Good afternoon, Joey. It's Pat.
Hey, Pat.
I was just calling too. I've been enjoying the conversation, but I want to brag on one of your sponsors.
Sure.
My wife told me a couple of weeks ago that one of the stones was loose on our wedding band, and I mean it's almost 50 years old, so it's legal to be loose.
That's funny.
I said I know somebody that can fix that, and took it in there, and Josh took a look at it. He said, "Well, yeah, this one's bad," but he said, "But this one, you're lucky you hadn't lost that stone."
Wow.
And so I left the ring there, and about 5 days later, I got a phone call back to come pick it up, and it was very affordable, and my wife is very happy to get her ring back on her hand.
That's good to hear.
Well, I'm not surprised, but I love that you went by there and experienced that. And isn't Josh as easy to work with?
Very.
Say that again?
Isn't Josh as easy to work with? Like, great guy.
Yeah, it really was. So anyway, I just wanted to brag on him.
Well, thank you, Pat. Thank you for the call, sir.
Yep.
272-9228. Again, if you want to get in on the conversation, how about this? We'll hit our break and be right back.
You may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show, and if you can hear this, we want to come see you.
You heard right!
David Ernest and the crew from the Health and Wealth Show want to come to your town just to say hello. All you have to do is let them know who you are and where you are. It's as simple as that.
It can't be that simple.
Oh, yes, it is.
What do we have to do?
Write your name on the back of a $20 bill. Then, sorry, that's the wrong offer. If you would like David Ernest and the crew from the Health and Wealth Show to come visit you, call toll-free 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE. Tell us your name. Tell us where you are. Tell us your phone number. And maybe we'll come see you. If that method is not to your liking, get on Facebook. Go to Ernest Financial, Montgomery, Alabama. Click on the page. Then click on the pinned post at the top, and there's all the information you need. David Ernest wants to come see you. Brought to you by Ernest Financial, LLC, serving the community for over 40 years.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. There will be a few showers on the radar today and over the next few days, but not many to go around. Today, we'll say limited sunshine, a comfortable day, a breezy day with winds gusting as high as 20 miles per hour out of the east. Maybe some isolated, widely scattered showers around. Rain chances maybe 20%-ish today, less than 20% tomorrow, and more widely scattered storms on Wednesday and Thursday. But your odds of seeing a shower are small. Today's high 83, I think, will be in the upper 80s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then cooler again late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live local talk, the River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And they're at Montgomery Men's Health as Eddie's bobbing his head.
That's a good beat,
You were doing
man.
the night at the Roxbury to that?
That's a good what's the name of that one? What's the name of that one?
My Song 42.
There you go.
Clever. Yeah, I don't have like clever.
I know,
names.
like clever.
It's more like I did this on Saturday. Funky Loop Sunday. All right. And it's not well thought out. Anyway, y'all, if you're a fellow out there and you just don't feel yourself, in fact, you feel like crap, sluggish, tired, and you assume it's just part of, I'm just getting older. Wrong. You're wrong. You need to get by Montgomery Men's Health because it's not just part of aging. And especially if you're in your 20s and 30s and you feel like crap, generally sleep patterns are off, you're getting fatter, losing muscle mass, you're never in the mood, you're falling asleep or want to go right to sleep after lunch. Like you just don't feel like a man. Well, get by Montgomery Men's Health. There's no guesswork, no gimmicks, just real science, effective treatments. A consultation, including blood work, is just $99 with results before you leave. And in fact, they have low T treatments there. If you choose those particular treatments, that'll make you feel better the very same day. So act right now. You only got one life. Procrastination, gentlemen, is only going to make this worse. Call them up today at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or visit MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today. Let's go to Jim. Hello, Jim.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing, Jim?
Hello, sir.
Well, I'm not, what's happening in Montgomery when he got elected, you knew what was coming, so I'm not shocked. But his comment, he don't need anybody telling him about crime. Election. What kind of, doesn't it really instill a lot of confidence in your mayor when he comes out and says that?
Yep.
Somebody that was really had Montgomery, in their heart to take care of it, he would have said, "Man, who can help me out? He would have gone to the governor and said, "I need some help. But no, don't tell me what to do." So and as long as he's in that office, Joey, it's not going to get any better over there. Sorry, but I had a question about when this story first broke. I saw a mass shooting. And as mass shootings have gone in this country, it's been like somebody that was went down there and just shot a bunch of people just to, some nut. I don't call this a mass shooting technically. This was a bunch of gang related thugs, because it said that, when the shooting started, a bunch of people that were down in the crowd pulled their guns out and started shooting.
Mm-hmm. The video I saw, it happened a lot
shooting.
quicker
That's
than
a shootout.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, and it's from one video of the people on the Ferris wheel downtown.
Yeah.
As it happens very fast. Like, it's a lot faster than you would think. It's bop, bop, bop,
yeah,
bop, 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 and it's done. And I don't know exactly because I've heard other things about it being somebody jawing at somebody in the bar, and it just was and it
bled over out,
came into something even bigger. And yeah, when you shoot into crowds of people with firearms might shoot back.
Well,
I would. I know.
What was the exact time about? What was
11:30?
Was it 11:30?
Mm-hmm.
What are a bunch of teenagers doing downtown Montgomery 11:30 at night?
Well, they had the HBCU thing. They had events going on down there.
Yeah,
they just didn't provide enough security. What it seemed.
And it was packed, and a lot of videos show people having fun, having a good time.
That's the other side.
Beer, though.
This is what we want in Montgomery. We want crowds to come in, but you cannot bring that in and not have security. I mean, it's you just
totally done.
Yeah,
I can have that many people downtown that are packing. I mean, what?
Well,
that's unbelievable. I'm surprised that there weren't more people killed with all that shooting going on. Good Lord!
I could see a liability against the city too. Probably some lawsuits from people that were struck for lack of law enforcement.
Yeah, they might have to prove how many people they had down there.
Yeah, you're right about it. When I heard him talk, the caller is absolutely spot on. It's like Steve Reed said, "Don't give me feedback. I don't need that kind of attitude." And that's not a leader.
No, he's not. And I agree with Reed Ingram. Boy, he made a good point there. A mayor should have some kind of somebody that's elected mayor should have some. Be a little more educated in law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? That's he's not even. You can tell he could care less about that. It just makes him look bad. That's all he's concerned about.
Well,
man, what an answer! Don't tell me what. Good.
Yeah. Lower your expectations.
Well, I appreciate the call, Jim.
Y'all have.
Thanks, Jim.
See you, Jim.
Now, does the name what's the name? Shannon Ferrari mean anything to y'all? Like, she ran for mayor and she's been running
a couple of pages
City Watch. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here's the statement she put out. She picked up on something slightly different.
Okay.
And I heard this too, and I said, there's a way to put the fear of God into these killers without saying it that way, but I kind of get his point. But here's what Shannon Ferrari posted, saying, friends, if any of you are feeling depressed or having suicidal thoughts, please don't take the mayor's advice. There are resources and programs available. Your life matters. Call or text 988. I'm sure the mayor was trying to convey a different message in regards to criminals who have no regard for human life. Mayor, instead of telling the criminals to jump off a bridge, why don't you put them in jail and keep them in jail? Stop giving them a slap on the wrist and actually hold them accountable. Stop manipulating crime stats and giving people a false sense of security. Stop spending the city's money for your own personal gain and exposure. You're not a movie star. You were elected to manage Montgomery, Alabama. You were elected to protect the city by ensuring public safety, coordinating emergency responses, overseeing public works like police and fire departments, and promoting the overall well-being of residents. Stop using our valuable, overworked, and short-staffed police force to protect your home while most citizens sleep in fear. Stop running off to Washington in search of clout while your city suffers. Stop allowing beggars to harass us at every corner while trashing our beautiful city. Recruit more police officers and allow them to do their job so that we can retain a much-needed police force. Put your big boy pants on and take a stand or resign and follow your other aspirations. This isn't about race or about political parties. There are other qualified and capable candidates willing to do your job within your own party. As it stands, the current system is failing us miserably.
You're here.
See why I wanted to read it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, let's go to Rick. Hey, Rick, how you doing?
I'm doing great, guys. How are y'all today?
All right.
Good.
I got one. The way the mayor keeps answering stuff, he's almost on the verge of narcissism. You can't tell me anything. I'm not wrong. I'm always right, and if you don't like it, I'll strong arm you. That's not how you run a city. Yeah, maybe Mayor Daley back in the day in Chicago, but Montgomery, Alabama doesn't need to be run that way. And the next thing is, I kind of got a question because I don't understand exactly how this works. Everyone keeps talking about federalizing the troops, but doesn't the Alabama National Guard answer directly to the governor herself?
Yes.
And I know, couldn't she do an emergency order?
Yes.
Don't federalize them. Keep them under the state. And I know for a fact the state of Alabama has several military police units.
Mm-hmm.
And they could be called up working under the guise of the state of Alabama, and they could help out in this city. I would say put them under the command of the sheriff.
Well,
One of the best sheriffs probably in the state.
Well, and
Who would
especially
probably clean this city up.
and especially though, like if you're going to have a big event thing, like you're going to have huge, and you need crowd control and planning.
So the way that works is actually the way it works is if it's not Title 10, which Title 10 is the federal call up, as your caller is alluding to, using state call up, you can do that, but it has to go through the Adjutant General's office. The Adjutant General then answers to the governor. The problem with that, I would foresee, and I advocate it. I want the Guard here. I think it will solve a lot of problems. As a former Guardsman and former infantryman in the active duty, I understand that there are MP units here. There's several of them companies. And the thing is this, the problem you run into is the funding streams. It gets, you got to have orders for that. But that could easily be fixed.
Paperwork.
It could be easily fixed. It's administrative, but it could be done.
And thank you for answering that, because that's why I was wanting to know. And yes, it could be done. And we don't have to be under the guise of, we got, the city's now under federal control.
Yeah.
No,
you're
we could
right.
be under state control. This is the capital of Alabama. Why don't the governor protect the capital?
Yeah, brother.
I don't think she wants that power struggle fight.
Well, I think also it would indicate to many she believes, or her team believes, that she's failed, so she has to call in outside forces, and that's sad that their pride would go before that safety. So
To me, the failure isn't that, because she's not in charge of that right now. The mayor.
Amen.
It'll show his failure. To me, this would show an actual positive for her, stepping up and saying, if you don't want to run the city, this being the capital of my state, and this is where my office is, I'll take over.
Agreed.
And this is a win-win for her, not a loss.
Well, I appreciate the call, Rick. Good call.
Good call.
Thank you, Rick. Like I said, if you get out, and like Rick said, you get out in front of it and accept it or ask for it up front, looks a lot better than
but here's the thing.
Being dictated down to you.
Where does this pride come from?
Dude, that's been a thing for
where
quite
does
some time.
where does this, you take billions from the federal government?
That's because you owe it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's your
leadership in this moment would be asking for help from wherever you can ask for help.
They're not good leaders, Joey. They're
There
looking
is no
to
leadership.
lead. And there is no leader.
No,
You're right.
when
They're
will-
looking
there
to
is no-
lead
to
where
be
they don't
ex-
know what to do,
And I'm
but they don't
talking-
want their stuff to be challenged.
And to be explicitly political, when will the Democrats, one Democrat, one mayor in this nation go, you know what? I'm not going to do the same stupid thing that every other Democrat's doing. Maybe I'll find and blaze my own trail, and I could be ruined, called a traitor, all these other things.
There's your thing. Gonna be
But
ruined.
screw that. Take a risk, solve a problem, and the people that are with you will be with you.
But
and
they
you
are
will bring on new folk. You will surprise the hell out of people. Do I expect
But who
this?
wants to
No,
do it?
because I expect, where Republican or Democrat, you're going to do what you normally do.
Who wants to do it? Look what happened to the last real leader this country had, Charlie Kirk. Did it for no selfish reasons at all. Look how he was treated from the time he'd done it till they killed him. So why would anybody else want to do
Danced
anything?
on his grave.
I think the thing about it is, if we really, and I agree with everything you said, but let's just take it back from a scalable solution here. Is, in my opinion, the leaders, non-leaders. In my writings I call them non-leaders because they're not leaders, but I think that they're beholden to the system. They are I don't care what you say. My time working with Admiral Davis at the State House on SB 67 taught me one thing: everybody everybody has some take on things that they're getting some quid pro quo or something.
Oh yeah.
So guys, I'm telling you, there's no easy way around it. But someone, as you said, Joey, needs to step up, grab a pair of them, and make a leadership decision.
Yeah. 272-9228. I got to hit a break here, but we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Woodward, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Did you know that more Americans listen to radio than use Facebook each week? Did you know that 77% of listeners would try a brand or product endorsed by their favorite radio personality? Contact me, Cheryl Woodward, by going to bluewaterbroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Put the power of Action 8 News in the palm of your hand. Download the free Action 8 News app to stay on top of breaking news wherever you are. Search for WAKA News in your app store to download the Action 8 News app today. Keep your family safe by watching Action 8 News. Look for 8 on your side consumer alerts with product recalls involving cars, food, children's toys, and other items in your home. 8 on your side, keeping you safe only on Action 8 News.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
The River Region's News Talk station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing today?
Mike? I'm doing great.
What's the score there at Cohen's today?
Like 34-14 or something.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Michael Jackson's been humping it. Had a couple of things to do in Montgomery. Had a customer that lives in Troy that their television went out on their patio.
Oh.
Husband came by Saturday, picked up a television, nice 85-inch Samsung.
There you go.
Got it home, got it barely hooked up so he could watch the game with his buddies. And Michael Jackson's down there now doing the right install and getting it mounted on the wall for him.
Good deal.
So, it all works out good. And, of course, while he's down there, he called 2 other customers that live in Troy, and he's going to take care of them while he's there. And the first guy he went to, we're going to go back on Thursday and add some nice Sonos equipment to his television, so he'll have better sound with it.
Like that.
Well, it makes all the difference, whether for a big live sporting event or a great movie. Sit down and absorb yourself in it. Folks, I mean, you heard it here, like the great products, but the service is second to none there at Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. You can always shop from home at thinkcohens.com, but I really encourage you, stop by, see them in their showroom at 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery, open 9 to 6 Monday to Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And be sure to find Michael and say, hey, I heard you on that radio show with Joey. And, Eddie was there that day.
Yes.
And Eddie's been showing up lately.
Yeah.
He put a gold star by his name.
Yeah.
Not yet. The week ain't over with yet.
Yeah,
He's
but
very
we're starting off 1 for 1.
That's right.
I'm trying to train him, and much like a cat or dog, he's very food motivated.
Very much so. In fact, me and Mike were talking
He's
off
probably
air.
more like a cat. You can't really herd cats.
Yeah, and if you try to touch his belly, he'll bite you.
I will bite you.
Right.
I mean, I like it, but I'll bite you.
Right.
But plus, Michael's got this new commercial on Facebook showing these smash burgers. When's he coming here with that kind of stuff? What's that all about?
That's funny.
Kind of hurts my feelings, Michael. I mean, you put it out on Facebook.
Maybe we'll make a surprise showing at Joey's show, and you'll just have to be there every time.
Dang it.
What a great man and sponsor. I love it. Well, I appreciate it, Michael.
Take care, Michael.
All right. Y'all have a great day.
You too, buddy.
Thank you.
Let's go to Sandra. Hey, Sandra, how are you?
I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good.
All right.
Good.
Okay, about the incident this weekend.
Mhm.
Let me give my point of view on what I see going on versus what maybe, I don't know. Tuckerville's running for governor.
Mm-hmm.
So that leaves an open seat. And Reed has spent all the Montgomery citizens' money on speaking and campaigning for Kamala Harris over the year and everything else. But he's after that position. So Kay Ivey is not going to call in the National Guard because it's going to make Reed look bad, and he won't get that position. So that's just my thought.
I hear you. That might be something to that. I think it is more what we went over, not wanting to admit failure. It's not just the mayor. I think even the state is, though expanding their own resources, they're reluctant to bring in even more outside help. So there's definitely politics going on with this. I don't know if it has to do with elections coming up, though.
I don't know, but I don't mean to blow your Facebook up, but I do.
That's all good.
That's good.
We don't have the manpower, and we've got to have it.
I agree.
Yep.
We need help now.
Well,
But y'all are doing a great job. I appreciate y'all.
Well,
thank you, Sandra.
Thank you.
Great hearing from you. Let's go to James. Hey, James, how you doing?
Joey, how are you today, man?
I'm all right.
I don't know enough about what happened this weekend to have an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But can we agree that this is a multifaceted problem?
Sure.
All right. I voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 where he won, and the one where he won and the election was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's where I'm coming from. And so, as a human being that cannot vote for those who believe in the so-called right to slaughter, we think that we know what this looks like if we bring in the National Guard and we have a Republican sitting president. But when we set this precedent, when we set the precedent of bringing in the National Guard when there are problems, what happens when those of us on the right have an issue and we are in the streets because the left has taken back over and we have some problems, and now since the precedent has been set, what happens? Are you following my?
Yeah, I hear
next?
You're giving the dangerous precedent argument. Yes, I hear you.
Correct. And so that's what concerns me. I realize we got problems now.
I would say that
get to this place.
That precedent, that trigger has been pulled many times for all sorts of reasons. And it's all about the discretion of the executive and governors. So I don't think it should be abused. And in fact, I've said in the last few weeks, it would be very unwise for Trump to put National Guard in all sorts of cities all at once. You should more focus things.
Right.
All right. But then again, that's where I'm getting. What is going to restrain those Democrats once we have them back in office as a result of us having the leadership that we deserve?
Well, what do you think could happen, James? I mean, I'm just
What
curious.
do I think that we can happen?
Well, if
Here's
you're
what
Democrats,
I'll share with you.
yeah, if you're Democrats, sort of suddenly
here's what I'll
get in charge.
here's what I'll share with you. I'll ask you the same question I used to ask my 7th graders when I'm trying to wake them up. I said, I hope we don't all wind up behind the same barbed wire. That's what I think could happen. You know, our Heavenly Father is in charge. He is sovereign. He has providence. But at the same time, human beings have free will.
Yes.
All right. Those two things, I believe the term is antimony. They occur in parallel to each other, but one directly affects the other, we can limit what the Lord will do by being outside of his will. And those people that are, whether you look at it as a political line or whatever, left, right, good, evil is the way I prefer to look at it. Those people on what we refer to as the left, they are so far over there, and there's nothing that restrains them except for the good Lord. All right? But they still have free will.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that should concern anybody with any level of functioning gray matter. And not that mine's functioning that well today, but anything we do on the so-called right, when they get back in there, but nothing restrains them when it comes to what they think is good or bad.
Well, we better not
you
lose.
Should read Habakkuk. Read Habakkuk.
Okay.
And Daniel.
Okay.
And Ezekiel and some of those Old Testament. And don't listen. And of course, let's rein James's mouth in. The Lord God Almighty is still in control.
Amen. Appreciate you, James.
Thank you, James.
Got to hit this top of the hour break first. This entire second hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. We know something about those folks.
Yes, we do. We know they're great folks, Joey, and we know that if you're thinking about refinancing, these are the folks you want to call.
Yes, they can help you if you've been thinking about bringing down your monthly overhead costs.
Yep.
Maybe you're in retirement, close to retirement. Maybe you're not even close to retirement. You just want to bring down monthly overhead costs.
Yeah. Or
They can
maybe
help
you bought a
with that.
house a few years ago. Interest rates were higher then. They're on their way down. So you want to go ahead and get in the queue to say, hey, I want to refinance mine. I want to bring my interest down. When interest points come down far enough, you already set up. All you got to do is call them up.
Or maybe you got credit card debt on your back.
Oh, Joey.
You need to
Who
restructure
doesn't?
that debt.
Who doesn't?
Or it could be, it's like Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high. I'm not exaggerating. That literally just happened. 126,000 right now. Maybe you're like, I've gone full bore. I'm taking out the refinance and I'm buying Bitcoin. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying whatever goal, however crazy it might be, they can help you there with a refinance deal, and including veterans and very quick
They're very
turnaround.
good. The turnaround time's incredible.
Awesome.
About 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
amazing.
incredible.
So y'all check them out today. You can always call Alabama Home Mortgage Direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223, or apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender. When we come back, we have a gentleman, Morgan Murphy.
Morgan Murphy,
He
yeah.
is a candidate to be the next senator from the great state of Alabama.
He's a great American, and friends with Admiral Davis, and just a all-around good dude. So I think he's going to be a good candidate.
We'll be back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Illinois and Chicago have filed a lawsuit aiming to stop President Trump's administration from sending hundreds of National Guard troops to Chicago. Mr. Trump moved to deploy National Guard troops from another city on Saturday by authorizing 300 troops to protect federal officers and assets in Chicago. The president has long threatened to send in troops to the Windy City, but it was not immediately clear when or exactly where they would be deployed. The president says federal workers are being fired as he threatened. He told reporters last night that it's taking place right now. It's all because of the Democrats and their refusal to end the government shutdown. Negotiations underway today in Egypt between Hamas and Israel, hoping to bring an end to the now 2-year-old war in Gaza. President Trump says a peace deal there could usher in a wider peace in the Middle East. This is SRN News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us They joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-226-5454. That's 800-226-5454. 800-226-5454.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. There will be a few showers on the radar today and over the next few days, but not many to go around. Today, we'll say limited sunshine, a comfortable day, a breezy day with winds gusting as high as 20 miles per hour out of the east. Maybe some isolated, widely scattered showers around. Rain chances maybe 20%-ish today, less than 20% tomorrow, and more widely scattered storms on Wednesday and Thursday. But your odds of seeing a shower are small. Today's high 83, I think we'll be in the upper 80s on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then cooler again late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
1819 News.
A mass shooting occurred this past weekend in Montgomery. 2 people are now dead. 3 of the 12 people who were injured by gunfire are currently in life-threatening conditions. The shooting erupted between 2 parties while there was an event occurring in the city for HBCUs, which is historically black colleges and universities. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall is calling out the city leadership, such as Mayor Stephen Reed, for stubbornly refusing to acknowledge that there's a problem within the city. AG Marshall says that law enforcement is doing the best that they can in this fight to reduce crime. However, he also said leaders of the city must be committed as well to restoring law and order and providing competent leadership that is held accountable. Marshall says he's willing to revisit the whole conversation about the state of Alabama exercising its authority over the capital city. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
A Clayhatchie woman is under arrest for child abuse. Tanya Griswold is now facing charges after a child with severe bruising all over their body was discovered this past summer. Authorities who started to look into the case called the bruising excessive in nature. The driver of a vehicle that crashed into a motorcycle and killed the biker has now been detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The crash caused authorities to look into the immigration status of the driver. The fatality in that crash has been identified as 56-year-old Christopher Coate of Enterprise. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. What is a smart way to buy a house in today's market? Now is a good time to buy since we now have a more balanced market than we've had in years. Here are the steps. First step, get pre-qualified with an experienced local lender. It costs you nothing to find out firsthand whether you can qualify for a home and how much that home loan will cost. Second step, hire a local realtor with lots of experience that can guide you, advise you, and be your advocate. We call those buyer agents. Third step, decide what your wants and needs have to be. Bedrooms, baths, floor plan, location, and school zones. Fourth, ask your realtor to line up homes that fit your price category and your location needs. Fifth, start actually looking inside these homes and see what is available and the cost of each property. For all of this information and step-by-step approach, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
back into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader's still here, as is Troy Carrico. And joining us, we have yet another candidate jumping into the United States Senate race for the vacated seat because Coach Tuberville is clearly running for governor. Right. Honestly, I wish we kind of had him as governor right now.
Yep.
But this man's name is Morgan Murphy, Captain Morgan Murphy, and he's joining us now over the phone. Sir, how are you today?
I'm so well, Joey. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being here. So let's do the one-on-one. But first, I have an obligatory question. And I'm obliged to ask it of all candidates: president, Senate, running for mayor, city council. Like, why do this to yourself?
That's a good question. I have a 10-year-old boy, and I told him I was going to run, and he said, "Well, Dad, is it going to be more money?" I said, No, it's not. He said, "Is it going to be more time off?" I said, No, it's not going to be more time off. He said, "Are people going to say mean things about you?" I said, "Definitely." He said, "Why are we doing this again?" But I'm doing it for him, and for kids like him. My nephew actually said to his mom, "I don't want Uncle Morgan to run because I'm afraid he'll get shot like Charlie Kirk."
Yep.
And that's just the wrong. That is the wrong. It makes me sick that's where our culture is now. We're headed in the wrong direction, and I can't, as a dad, just sit by. I don't want to be 80 and say I want to be able to say I did everything I could do to give my children and yours the opportunities that we had when we were growing up.
Amen. Now, for folks who don't really know you, they're just hearing your voice, hearing your name, tell them about yourself.
Well, I was a magazine editor for a long time. I went to Birmingham Southern College. I grew up in Birmingham. My family's from Andalusia. I went off to New York City when I was in my 20s and worked for Forbes and Vanity Fair. And as soon as I could, got back to Birmingham, and I was the travel editor of Southern Living for a long time. People said that was a gravy train with biscuit wheels. Why did you leave that? Well, simultaneously, when I was a magazine editor, I also joined the U.S. Navy Reserve. And I've been in the Navy for 26 years now. I got called up to Afghanistan in 2010 and 2011. And was, sitting in Afghanistan. We were spending at that time $2 billion a week in Afghanistan. And I was on a road out in Bamiyan province, which is just the sticks. And it was a nicer highway than anything we have in Alabama. I mean, it was beautiful, 4-lane blacktop, not a soul on it for as far as the eye could see, as that one guy walking down the side of the highway with his mule. And I turned to my translator. I said, "Why is he using the side of the highway and not walking on the highway?" He said, "Oh, because the lot of bush highway is too nice." And I said, "The Laura Bush Highway." And that's when I guess you could say I was triggered there, thinking we have gone over the edge as a country. So I went up to help Trump in his first administration, was the press secretary for the Secretary of Defense, and saw firsthand a lot of the backbiting that went directed towards the president. His first term, was sickened by it. I can't tell you who I worked very closely with, but their initials were General Mark Milley.
I'd rip that Ranger tab right off of his shoulder, brother.
And it made me madder than ever. And so when Tommy Tuberville got elected, and the election was stolen, I said, "Well, I'm going to go work for Coach." I didn't know Coach, but he hired me as his national security advisor. And we fought the Biden administration tooth and nail, up one side and down the other, from the awful withdrawal from Afghanistan. The CIA told us that it would be fine. They'd be fine for 9 months, and 9 days later it was collapsed. I'd been there in 2020, December 2020, the Secretary of Defense, and I flew to Afghanistan to wish the troops a Merry Christmas, which is not exactly a small footprint when you're the Secretary of Defense. You're going in, you're a big target. There are only 2,500 troops in country, and it had been quiet for 8 months. We hadn't had a single death. Yet, 9 months later, the Biden administration just threw 20 years of blood and treasure out the window. just disgusted by that. And then Coach, of course, he stood up to the Biden administration when they wanted to have unlimited abortion on the taxpayer nickel to every member of the Department of Defense and their dependents, taking the number of abortions the DOD paid for a year from just 12, mostly in the cases of rape, incest, life of the mother, to more than 4,000. And a lot of politicians talk, said, oh, we're pro-life and whatnot. But Coach stood up there. He said, not a single admiral, not a single general is going to get promoted as long as you've got this policy. And it made, what it opened my eyes to is we knew the left would fight us, and they did a lot. But I was really shocked at how much the right fought Coach. And behind closed doors, oh, Coach, you're making me nervous. Oh, Coach, I don't know if I'd endorse Trump this early. You're the first to endorse him, and maybe DeSantis will win. Oh, Coach, I don't know if you should take this position or not. The rhinos are alive and well. You know who they are. They're quiet right now because Trump is riding high in the saddle. But as soon as he's having a bad polling month, or as soon as he leaves office on January 21st, 2029, they're going to come roaring back, because they want Washington to snap back to the way it was. And that's why I'm running.
Fantastic answer. And by the way, I've been loving Coach Tuberville's takes on foreign policy for a while now. So it's good to meet the man he hired to help him in that regard. And I'd imagine in many ways you would continue, you're your own man, no doubt, but I'd imagine you would continue a lot of the policies that Coach was already doing as a U.S. Senator.
Yeah, I'm telling people if they like Trump's policies. I worked for Trump in the second administration. I had the honor of being tapped to go back in to work for him at the White House, which is the honor of my life. But if you like Trump's policies and you like Tuberville's policies, well, you're going to like Morgan Murphy's policies, because I was there helping him write it. I was at America First Policy Institute helping make sure that Trump on day one was successful with hundreds of executive orders that he could sign to take control of our government and snap us back to common sense.
Now, what do you make, and I know you've put out a bit of a statement, what do you make of this awful shooting in downtown Montgomery? And it suggests we're not immune from the national crime problem.
No, I have so many family members in Montgomery and love Montgomery. And the sickening thing about this shooting is, just look at where it is. Look at where it was. It was 6 blocks from our state capitol. It was 4 blocks from our Supreme Court. Complete and utter lawlessness, just in the shadow of the highest court in the state. And that is a catastrophe. And for the shame of it is that for 75 years in Alabama, the murder rate has essentially been pretty much the same. In 1950, there were 256 murders in Alabama, and we had half the population. We had 554 murders, almost twice as much in 2024. And so it's just under left leadership from the left, leadership from the right, the number of murders has kind of stayed pretty consistent for 75 years. And that's where Trump is really different. I have been living in Washington, D.C. until I moved home a couple weeks ago, and been living up there, helping the president. And D.C. is not an easy place to live for a conservative. It's really rotten. 93% of the city is Democrat, and the other 7%, I say, is communist. But the city was just a hellscape, frankly. I lived 6 blocks from the nation's capital, and in broad daylight, 9:40 in the morning, on the front steps of my condo, my neighbor was robbed at gunpoint. Trump brought in the National Guard, and in a period of weeks, cut crime in half. In a matter of days, cleaned out homeless encampments and cleaned up the streets. My son asked me as we walked to Union Station, which is near our house and the jewel of D.C., why is everybody camping around here? Because there are tents everywhere.
Wow.
Homeless encampments, defecating in the streets of our nation's capital. Unbelievable. But Trump, for the first time, showed it could be fixed. And he had the courage to fix it like no other politician has done. And that's why I'm saying I hope that our leaders in the state take a page out of Trump's book and call in the National Guard if you have to save lives.
You're here. Now, what did you make of the, as they've rebranded it, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, and the president's presentation to, say, top leaders in the military just the other day?
Man, that was the best speech I've heard in my life. And Pete Hegseth, what an example he is to the troops.
Yep.
And if you could see, I mean, could you imagine Lloyd Austin, getting that kind of reception anywhere he went, Darth Vader in a mask? I mean, that guy wasn't inspiring anybody to get fit or patriotism, which is why recruiting cratered under Biden.
Yep.
And it didn't drop a little bit after Afghanistan.
It was a disaster.
And all the Biden woke business. Recruiting just fell through the floor. The Army didn't miss the number by a little bit. It missed the number by 25,000 recruits. The first time in the history of the all-volunteer force, the U.S. Army missed its recruiting goal by an entire division.
Wow.
Tell me that
and Morgan, talk about retention too. I mean, it's so important to keep people in, and it was hard to do under that.
Oh, we were paying. I mean, this is where the taxpayer just got reamed. You know, we were paying in reservists $12,000, $20,000 bonuses just to keep drilling.
It's crazy.
It's insane because they didn't want, and then we relaxed standards out the wazoo. And in my own beloved Navy, we cut the annual, so we do a physical readiness test twice a year in the Navy, and it's not awful. You know, you run a mile and a half, you do a bunch of push-ups and sit-ups. Well, they got rid of the sit-ups. Now you just have to do a plank. And then they cut it by, sailors used to joke they ran 3 miles a year. Well, they cut it down to a mile and a half a year because people were getting so fat they couldn't stay in. So they were about to chuck them. So now with recruiting through the roof, I mean, it's just an absolute 180. And in 9 months in office, Trump has done so much to fix our military. It's astounding.
Yeah, and just the vibe shift is very real. Seeing Trump come in by helicopter to the Top Gun music for the Navy, and then just seeing Hegseth in the locker room with the football players, I was like, I'm getting pumped up. Like, this is...
They lost their mind. And that's what you want, man. You want your folks, and the Democrats didn't get it when they appealed to people to join the military. They just didn't get the military. They said, hey, join because all these great benefits. Hey, join because we'll pay for your college. Hey, join because, you're special and we're going to treat you special. And, young people in particular want a purpose that is bigger than themselves.
Amen.
That's what Trump has said. Trump has said Pete Hegseth and Trump have elevated the bar. They have said, look, this is the standard. Either you're good enough or you're not. And we hope you are. We hope you rise to this standard. And young people will jump over the bar if you set it high enough for them.
Morgan, what do you think about this statement? I think I already know your take on it because you're talking about Afghanistan. By the way, I was the G2 for Chief of Intelligence for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Transatlantic Division. We built all those roads, and there was no engineers to maintain them. No. Listen, the best part is we're building these things, Joey and Morgan and Eddie. We're building these things, and there's no engineers to maintain it. It's going to wash out very soon. And it was like, are you kidding me? But anyways, what do you think about?
You built a damn fine road.
The ring road. That's right, baby. Well, listen, a question for you. When it comes to as a senator, we know that Tommy's very, very important in the military equation, being the chairman of the Armed Forces Personnel Committee and all that. What do you think about the idea that it's time for us to be nation destroyers and not nation builders again, as a force?
Well, I couldn't agree with you more on that. It's deterrence. Right, we won Afghanistan within 3 weeks of touching down there in 2001,
and then we
had Osama bin Laden was cornered at Bora Bora. We knew where he was, and thank you for that. Yeah. I mean it's tragic though. Our leaders let us down there, and then because Americans are nice people. We fed our country a lie for basically 80 years, saying this myth that we can fight a war. And the good guys will all come home, the bad guys will all die, and no innocent civilians will get hurt. And we're really far along on that. I mean, you know the technology. You can fire a Hellfire missile down on a Toyota Corolla and kill the passenger and not the driver. We can do that. It's really expensive to do that, and it's slow to prosecute a war like that, and it just drags on for 20 years and ticks everybody off, and the world loses interest in it and moves on, and it's just a terrible way to prosecute a war. And I really believe that, and I used to joke I was the biggest pacifist in Coach's office, because I said, don't get into a war. Do not let this country get into a war unless you want to blow the ever-known, know what, out of the enemy.
Yep.
And it's going to be messy, and a lot of people are going to die. And if you're not okay with that, don't get into a war. Don't ask the military to be the state partner. That's the problem.
Well, folks, again, we've been talking to Morgan Murphy, and it looks like you've picked the slogan, America First, Alabama Always. The website is Murphy for Senate. That's FOR, murphyforsenate.com. And would love to have you in the studio, sir, and we can stretch out our legs on many, many issues, and appreciate you throwing your hat into the ring, knowing the potential cost of all that.
Hey, anytime. I'd love to come down there and visit with y'all one afternoon.
Hey, Morgan, this is Troy. You tell Jack he better bring his lunch while he's working for you. I can tell. Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right, bro.
Fine, man.
He's a great young man. He's a great young man.
He sure is. He's a hard worker.
Yes, he is.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate the time.
Thanks very much.
All right, thank you, Morgan.
Be good.
Have a good one.
Again, that's Morgan Murphy.
Sharp.
On first blush, yes, very sharp. Love those answers. And yeah, if he was the guy behind Tuberville, and
that's what I'm saying.
That makes me like him even more.
Right.
Yeah.
And then would love to pick his brain and his mind on that and so many other big national issues before.
And when I look at the field he's up against, listen, I know that they are actively fundraising and they've got a lot set up. This guy, don't count this guy out of the race. I think he's a very strong candidate.
Yeah. Well, we got to hit this break, but we'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Big news! Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital has a new name. But don't worry, everything you love is still the same. Now they're Pike Road Animal Hospital, still at 5148 Troy Highway. Still the same great team you've trusted for years. Same friendly faces, same expert care. Just a new name, and still offering boarding, grooming, and doggy daycare. Pike Road Animal Hospital, formerly Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital. New name, same heart. Compassion you know, care that you trust.
Finding affordable healthcare shouldn't be complicated. That's why during open enrollment, Guardian Insurance Services makes it easy to choose the right plan. With simple, affordable options for your family and your budget, good coverage is just a few clicks away. But hurry, open enrollment is only for a limited time. Visit myguardiancu.com/health and get started today. Guardian Insurance Services, affordable coverage made simple.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.captalcityroofing.com. www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
The Haunting on the Harriet 2 Riverboat is coming October 25th. Dress up in your most scariest costume, bring your partner, and dance the night away on the Alabama River. The spirited cruise includes live entertainment, spooky drink specials from the Cash Bar, delicious snacks, and a costume contest with prizes for the best. You must be 21 to board. Get ready to party. Book your haunting cruise on the Harriet 2 at funinmontgomery.com today.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Your chances of encountering a light shower as you go to the Alabama National Fair tonight are actually very small. Otherwise, very comfortable. Overnight low temperature down to about 70. We'll say the rain chances less than 20%, but not zero tomorrow. And maybe some widely scattered showers Wednesday and Thursday, but the chances are rather remote. Upper 80s for a high on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we'll turn a little cooler again by late week. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. So, do we have peace in the Middle East yet?
No, that's that's
the good news is actually they are talking.
They are.
That's the good news. Now, the bad news is the response from Hamas saying we want you to release 300 plus people, many of them involved with October 7th itself.
All it's doing is offering them more negotiation time, and it's not. Listen, there's only one way this ends. There's only one way this ends, and it's a clearance of the Palestinians from that land.
So there are in talks. I think Trump really is trying to make it work. He's trying to drive it. And actually, I think his idea, if you can get through this first phase, would work. The problem is the current people running the Palestinians, not only Hamas, but also in the West Bank. And I think Trump's point is like, why are we having to deal with these dopes? It just keeps ending up in war. Bring in the folks that built Dubai and let them do their work. And then we can have a lasting peace. But you got to get to that point where you can actually start building stuff. And the rich, young generation there in the Middle East can actually start, building peace. I really do think there has been a massive, correct me if I'm wrong, I think there has been a massive change with the younger generation of leaders, especially the monarchs there in the Middle East.
It is. I've spent a lot of time amongst the Gulf Arabs particularly, but there is the biggest knock against them 10 years ago was that they had no plan for the youth of their country with a high birth rate, very, very little, not a lot of opportunity for things. And now they have found themselves recreating themselves as banking centers and insurance.
And their fathers and grandfathers were obsessed with the whole terrorist thing too.
Absolutely.
Like
Muslim Brotherhood. Man.
Right. And so they're like, no, we're not going to be playing that game. We're going to run our
They
country.
got away from that. Yeah.
Now, is it always going to be peace and sunshine and lollipops going forever and forever in the future? Of course not.
No.
But I think there are people that can go, you know what? We fundamentally disagree on so much. In a way, it is clash of civilizations, but we don't have to be killing each other at this moment. Why not give our people opportunity?
I think the best way to really categorize what you just said or condense it is they've recognized the right of Israel to exist. Most of it. And that's a big deal.
It is a huge, huge deal. That's
Hamas is not, however. So.
No. And that is a condition. Like the Palestinian Authority proposed a thing where Hamas could participate in elections, but first they have to say Israel has a right to exist.
Right.
But right now they have not done that.
Never.
But it's
sort of like it's the fallacy. It's like you don't have a right to exist, but you could crush us like a bug.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They've shown incredible restraint in some areas, I think.
I think they have too.
Likewise. Likewise. So, but it's a key thing for the United States. Like, we don't need all our Navy. We don't need all our assets
We've
in the Middle
talked
East.
about this before.
We don't need it.
You're right. It frees up. What we need to do is pivot, as you say, and move out to the south, to the Pacific.
And they've been talking about it since Obama. They probably knew it long before during Bush, but no, we'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. Goodness gracious. Also, looks like OpenAI wants to buy in like 10% share to chip makers, which is a huge
AMD
huge move. Deploy 6 gigawatts of AMD GPUs. Wow,
it's a lot.
A lot going on there, and so life keeps on moving.
Keeps on moving.
The Earth keeps on spinning, but I feel a little just at this point frustrated. And tired of folks that claim to be leaders not acting like leaders.
Non-leaders, baby. Non-leaders.
Here locally. We need to be much more serious about this. And I was ranting about this weeks ago and weeks before about that. And we've talked about this
ad nauseum.
Yes, we have.
And we'll be talking about it again, Joey.
And it's not seemingly not getting better. And we'll see. We'll see. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Soldier Boy.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Soldier Boy.
Hey, Troy, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? We missed you on your first call, I think. Yeah.
Well, I know we got
Good to
bumped by
hear
the politician of the county commissioner. Then I got bumped by somebody else, and I just kept getting bumped and bumped. So I understand where my allegiance is and my priorities are. Here's what's funny, interesting is, do you guys get a chance to watch the live public when the mayor and the police chief had that public press conference yesterday?
Yes, watch the whole thing.
So the whole thing, good, okay. Here's one thing I got about it. I read body language pretty good. That mayor is scared of that. I mean, not the mayor, but the police chief is scared of that mayor. I love it when they asked him a question from the press. Is the city of Montgomery safe? Well, I sat there with a stopwatch. 25 seconds later, he still is getting his lips moving. And then the next thing you know, before he says one word, mayor taps him on the shoulder. He says, I'll address this one. Wow.
Well, and that's the issue. The city's safe when nobody's asking that question.
Oh man. I mean, I was like, I saw the police chief. I said, man, you just got, you became a eunuch real quick. I swear. I said, I'm sitting here watching him. I felt so sorry for him like that to work under that. And that's the first thing is, I don't think the mayor should ever select by himself the police chief and the fire chief, department chief. Okay, if that's just too much power. Why can't you give that power to the majority and let them vote and hire from the city council? That's what their job is, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can question structure. There's a lot of places that you have that chain of command going to the one elected executive of the community, which makes a lot of sense. But I know others do it more by committee. I think at this point, though, you're not wrong about reading body language. I don't know how much he necessarily is scared of the mayor, but I think he understands the guardrails and the talking points. But I also sense when I watch Chief Grayboy is a lot of frustration, and I really do feel for if the number's 183 of the 100 or 200 officers, however many officers we have, it's not enough. But thank God for the folks who are there working their tail.
That's the second point I was going to say. When he asked the police chief, did we have enough officers? He said, well, we had enough officers there. He goes, and one of the ladies out there said, oh, we had enough officers there. How many were there? Well, I can't tell you exact number. And she said, what was their response time? Well, I really can't. I was like, here we go again. The runaround, piss poor planning constitutes a mistake on my part. Not going to happen. And Troy,
yes,
you're probably qualified a lot better on a weapon than I am. Because I was an office IT person, okay?
Okay.
All right. Did you read the report that they said that there were people shooting within 50 feet on the left and the right of uniformed officers?
Yep, I believe it. I think what happened was when that
50
gunfire.
feet, not 50 yards, Troy.
I know that. And my point is that
my question is, Troy, you would have returned fire.
Oh, you're darn right I would have. That's I carry everywhere. I say this that their first response was to suppress the fire that wherever it was coming from. If you're in that environment, and that's self-preservation.
Well, he kind of chastised. He said some people pulled out their weapons, and we were yelling them not to. I think the person's got the right to carry that weapon and the right to pull it out, and he can be judged on in a court then. But until then. Mm-hmm. They dropped down to the ground and they started protecting themselves, their family, and their friends with their weapons. What a coincidence! They just happen to be carrying a weapon too. These are law-abiding citizens, okay?
Yeah.
And here's my question: is this investigation is going to be good? I want to know: did the people that got killed, okay, were any of them the bad guys or bad girls?
They're probably innocents. When you use Glock switches, and you do the side gangster shooting method, you're going to hit a lot of collateral damage. Yeah.
Well, Troy, I like the question he asked him, and he made a good question. You're outgunned in that street.
You are. You are. They are. That's why the National Guard's a good solution for here.
Right, and with crowds of that size and alcohol flowing too, you just need more people there to corral the crowd. That's how it should work.
Troy, that rap. The cops don't have the rapid fire and extra extended mag.
No.
They got standard magazines, right?
Yes, they're used standards, probably 40 S&Ws, I'm guessing. Okay. But the point is,
they either got bigger guns and more ammo than the cops.
Well, they should have had Overwatch people on rooftops, and they should have had a drone activity all over the place.
Well, much like they do during Christmas. You see them in the parking lots with the, I used to call them just fancy deer stands, but the cop shops that raise up above the crowd.
With the blue
I don't know if that was out there or not, but they sure should have had that. Yeah.
I think they should have had a cop there with a sniper and a Christmas hot dog in one hand on top of a roof taking a nice little view.
I've seen them do that before at events down, especially around the amphitheater. They got Overwatch, and they said they did have a state drone as an asset there that evening.
And then I love it when he asked the police chief and the mayor again about the quantity of police officers. He says, would this have happened if we had enough police officers? Well, we had enough down there. Well, evidently you didn't.
Yeah, really.
You didn't have enough to deter one guy's thinking, that's for sure.
Yep.
I want to know forensic-wise, how many shell casings are from the good guys shooting at the bad people?
Yeah, I don't even know how many rounds were. I don't think the police.
It wasn't very clear either from the press conference yesterday. But I appreciate it, Soldier Boy.
Thank you.
Thanks, call, man.
See you, Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was deployed after the fact. But yeah, I'd imagine what's going to happen is, due to the governor's announcement this morning, state assets will be expanded to things like the entertainment district, the riverfront, and other parts of downtown. And it's a bigger radius, but I think it's quite necessary.
When you have events like that, I mean,
it's just,
I hate it, but Montgomery's not known for the nicest people in the world. So, you got to bring security if you're going to have free beer.
Remember all those years ago, the Jubilee Fest? I remember.
You know why they quit?
But also they had choke points.
Yeah.
Like places where you interact.
That's a no-brainer.
Right. If you're going to have a big event with huge crowds, you need those choke points.
Yep. Even at Hyundai, you have choke points just to get in the building. That's security 101. But I don't know. I just think
apparently that's not required to do the job here.
To me, it's a no-brainer. I know it's easy to be the quarterback sitting in the chair there, but it was a no-brainer. And how many police would it take to deter that? I don't know, but I'm just thinking of myself. If I was sneaking in beer, if there's a cop over sitting in his car, well, that's not going to deter me. But if there's three of them walking around and they can randomly take the beer out of my hand.
My sense is if you look at the size of the crowds, do these people even see the clothed officers 50 feet away? Probably not.
Why is it not? If we're in the kind of world we're in, why is it not an all hands on deck situation?
Like if I've been down there, if it was the normal amount of officers down there for a normal night, it's usually fine.
Yeah.
Like they can kind of cover, you can see them clear as day. But if it's a huge crowded event, that's not
enough. An event, a planned event. Why wasn't security thought more?
I did feel like the one video, the guy and gal on the Ferris wheel downtown as it happens. Now you don't see it because it's cut off from view exactly, but you hear it.
Yeah.
Clear as day. It happens so fast. And then you can see on the video everybody just scattering and running.
That was another thing.
Chaos.
One of the videos I saw, it showed people by the Ferris wheel, and obviously the sound of the gunshot hadn't got to them yet. Then you saw people running in the crowd. Then they realized what happened, and that crowd started to turn around and run. It was just, and granted, when you hear gunshots, there's not going to be a sense of order, but there was just no sense of order at all.
Well, it was, again, but it's like one of these crowded outdoor events.
Yeah.
Like it really is the moments before. It is. I haven't seen downtown that packed in a long time. So it's a shame in a way. I think there are a lot of people out having a lot of fun this weekend and good fun.
The next event that's going to come down there is going to have to deal with this.
And it makes everybody kind of go,
well, exactly.
It puts the idea in the back of your head. You don't need
negative
that.
thought.
Like I said, they say I knew I shouldn't have went downtown.
Well, and also, like, I think of places like, say, Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Which I guess there was that terror attack and they didn't put up the barricades. And that's it. But if you're down there,
simple failures.
I'm not saying we need like horseback, like police on horseback necessarily. But if we're going to be what do we want to be? If you're going to be a big entertainment district, you need a presence that's known.
And
obviously,
you have a known quotient here of troublemakers from time to time. So you need to take aggressive action. Horseback police is not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea, but again, you have that central command down there. So when you do know that we've got some bad actors in here, you got cameras on them, you got eyes on them.
Yeah.
I just don't think we have that kind of organization.
I don't either.
Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey guys, it's Shane.
Hey Shane.
Hey Shane.
Hey, sure was nice to hear from potential Senate candidate Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
Me too.
Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan's wrong.
Where we go?
That's what that was what I was going to say. We got coach. He needs a good catch. I think Captain Morgan will be a good one.
Sweet like rum.
But yeah, it was nice because I hated when Tuberville said he was stepping down. I love he's running for governor, but I'm like, man, we're losing a good guy.
You ain't kidding.
I think, and he sounds like he's going to be a good fill-in. It looks like maybe he'll just go right in lockstep with it.
I sure hope so.
He's got very good bona fides. I mean, you look at who he's worked with and for and doing, and not bad for a Navy guy.
Yeah, not too bad for a Navy guy. But great show today, guys. The other thing, the stuff in Montgomery just kills me. I work around downtown a lot, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
The biggest question I have is why can no one give us a number on how many cops are in the NPD?
I know.
Because they don't want to tell you.
Because it would be damning if they
It's
did.
embarrassing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's like, I mean, if you go down to any department, it's like, how many active duty guys you got? They'll give you a number.
They know.
Right.
Yep. Yeah.
But anyway, all right, guys. Great.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Shane.
it, Shane. Yeah, and if you want to do a real after action report,
right,
or if you're preparing for something like this, if you only have 183 officers, maybe it's lower, maybe it's higher. But say you only got that much and you got all these events, like you're gonna have to make tough decisions.
Absolutely.
You're going to have to call some extra people in.
Now somebody
That's
telling me
right.
it's 189. There's all sorts of different numbers floating around there, but they won't tell the actual number. So this is what happened.
It's probably very
176.
abysmal.
You heard 176? Okay. Are you just making that up?
Yeah.
Okay, stop that. You just stop that. We're
Buy,
being
sell,
serious.
buy, sell, buy, sell.
You're going to get more and more numbers like that coming in, but it is ridiculous. I understand from an I guess administrative point of view why you wouldn't put that out there, but at this point you need to quit hiding the ball. Just be honest. And you've got population on both sides, white and black, that are saying bring in the National Guard.
Yes.
If you got both of your population saying that, maybe at least take a look
And
at it.
again, and I'm not just tooting my own horn, I don't expect the mayor to do what I suggested. It'll be out in print tomorrow. But man, what a world it would be if he surprised people.
Another thing I think a lot of people are surprised of, we said that, he's not necessarily canceling the police, but how much hiring have they been trying to do?
Well,
Do
and
they
that's the
suck
question.
that bad at hiring?
That's the question. They've budgeted for more officers. They've upped the pay for officers. They've added more even other incentives, like they'll
housing.
give you down payment on a house.
That's what I'm saying.
They've started, and we've all agreed with this. We're like, yep.
So at what point do you go, why won't you work there? Why do you go to the
all
sheriff's
that's
department?
going on, right? What's the issue? And again, that's where I come back. I think it's leadership.
It is leadership. We know that. We hear the conversations.
So that's what it is.
Until it ain't. What are you doing about making it ain't?
Hurry up, coach. Hurry up.
Yep.
Or maybe the governor could surprise us.
Governor? No, I'd be shocked.
Shoot, come on.
more likely to hit the lottery.
Fat broads and horse-faced lesbians.
Shut up!
Yeah.
Silly woman. Quit knocking the horse-faced lesbians,
I'm not
by the way.
knocking them. Trump is chastising Elizabeth Warren for saying it.
I'm getting more and more
Leave the
horse-faced
horse out
lesbian
of
friends,
this.
and I'm telling you, I'm starting to find offense to that.
I love people. Care of your horse face, and you like to indulge your sapphic tendencies.
Leave the horse out of this. Would you?
What the horse got to do with it?
Anyway, we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hey, it's Mike from Owens Optical here in Montgomery. We've been advertising with Blue Water for almost 15 years now, and I can confidently say our business and our foot traffic has definitely increased since we've been on the radio. It works. Thank you, Blue Water, for supporting us and helping increase our customer base.
Blue Water Broadcasting is the #1 most listened to radio group in the River region. Find out how to put this reach to work for your business. Call us to find out how we can help. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Do you have real estate problems? Whether you're facing foreclosure, inherited a property, or have costly repairs, we understand. At Rapid Fire Homebuyers, we're here to help. Any condition, any situation, we'll give you an honest cash offer for your home so you can move forward. Because when real estate problems cause you uncertainty, you deserve a solution you can trust. Any condition, any situation, we're here to help. Give Rapid Fire Homebuyers a call today at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Back. Let's go right to the phones. To Ray Bowles with Prattville Carpet, but you can maybe call him Granddad.
That's right.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We had our baby today.
Congratulations.
We got a phone call at 2 a.m. and he threw off the covers and said, "We got to go." So we packed the bags in the car. We got out in 30 minutes, and I was fixing to get in the driver's seat. I said, "Baby, are you going to sleep on the way up?" She's like, "No, I can't sleep." I said, "Great.
Then you drive.
You
baby.
drive."
That's right. That's right.
That's great.
Yeah, there was a few times I woke up myself snoring, and I could hear her screaming at me because I was going so bad. As he's trying to drive.
I told you to get that sleep study done.
Yeah, sleep study.
Yeah, it was a long morning for Angie. We're actually in Eagles right now, Blue Ridge, getting a few slides and going ahead. And I told him, we were like, "Hey, baby, we'll see you in the morning." We're old. We're
That's
grandparents.
right.
We're
That's
good
right.
now. So her name is Abby. That's it right? Everly Ray Buckner.
I like that.
Yeah, I love that.
All my grandbabies call me Papa, but this one's going to call me Ray.
That's great.
I'm going to call her Ray, and I'm the only one calling her Ray. And she's going to call me Ray, and it's going to be Ray and Ray running around.
That's good.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah, I
beautiful.
told all the girls whoever named the child Ray first, I'd pay for their college, but it has to be the first name.
Ah,
not the
there
middle
you
name.
go. There you go.
Middle name gets a car, not a college. That's how you bribe them, guys. Just tell them you're going to pay for something. And then when you get older and they actually go to college, then you're old, you forget about all that. You're like, "I never said that." So, did I lose you guys?
No, listen. Sorry.
Okay, good. Hey, listen, if y'all need floors, call us, 285-8117. We really need to sell some floors because I got another grandbaby. So we would really, really appreciate a phone call. Everybody's there working and having a good time, and I'll be back, I think, on Thursday.
All right. Well, be careful coming back, Ray.
Appreciate you,
All
Ray.
right, y'all.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Appreciate y'all.
Congrats, brother.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Again, that number for Prattville Carpet, 285-8117. And be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles on the radio celebrating the birth of a brand new
That's
grandchild. A little Ray action.
Somebody told me something about you this weekend, or asked me something about you. Joe.
Yeah?
They asked if you had any kids. I told them no.
No.
They said you would make pretty babies. And I
I
took
would
that as a
make
compliment.
Pretty baby.
You would make some pretty
This
babies.
Pollock face?
No, I'm just saying.
With a
I
little
could-
Scotch Irish thrown
There
in?
you go.
So you got the depression and the drunkenness with the generational, trauma.
Yeah, but you got you. You're going to keep them from all that.
What more could you ask for?
Right.
You know, I like pulling that card every once in a while. People start talking about our history, whatever group. It could be all sorts of groups. Be like, yeah, because the Polish people have never been through anything.
Yeah, you've never suffered.
Right.
Polish.
Anyway.
They didn't know no better.
But can we end on something that might frustrate everybody in this room.
Sure.
Joey's dating life, okay?
No. That
Eddie.
I'm at peace with.
You are, but none of the rest of us are.
Y'all need to stop caring about what I do with anyway, the Mayor Stephen L. Reed issues statement in response to Governor Kay Ivey's remarks on the weekend shooting. Quoting the mayor, "Our hearts remain with the victims and families impacted by the senseless act of violence. We continue to pray for their recovery and for healing across our community. As I said this weekend, what happened near Bibb and Commerce Street was reckless and selfish. When people are willing to open fire in a crowded area with no regard for human life, there is no legislation that can stop that kind of evil in the moment. But there are laws that make it harder or easier for cities and law enforcement to keep weapons out of the hands of people who should not have them. The truth is, Alabama's gun laws have become so lax that it has taken critical tools away from police officers. By the way, I've asked at the time the sheriff's department, I asked the mayor himself, how many guns did y'all take off the streets when somebody didn't have the proper permit? And I never
got a straight answer, did we?
Got a full answer on that. That's a change from just a few years ago, the mayor continues, when permits helped keep firearms out of the hands of people with violent backgrounds. Montgomery City Council and I attempted to bring a measure of accountability by requiring anyone openly carrying a firearm to show identification upon request. That ordinance would have given officers the ability to verify who was armed in public spaces, especially downtown. But under current state law, enforcing such an ordinance could have cost Montgomery state funding. That is a problem, not a solution. Despite these limitations, our police department continues to perform at a high level. The mayor continues. 5 MPD officers were within the immediate area when this shooting occurred, 1 within 50 feet. They responded within seconds, secured the scene, and are now working with state and federal partners to bring every offender to justice. Overall crime in Montgomery continues to trend downward because of our officers' dedication and our community's commitment to prevention and accountability. We welcome any assistance the state is willing to provide, but real safety requires more than additional troopers or task forces. It requires the courage to confront the culture of easy access to guns and a lack of responsibility among those who carry them. Montgomery is strong, and we will continue leading from the front to make our capital city safer for everyone."
That's some propaganda.
You know, even if they didn't do the constitutional carry thing, like you still needed a permit, the concealed carry.
Okay.
How do you enforce that if you don't have the police officers?
Well, not only that, how many
The criminals
do you
don't
know?
give a, they don't give
Right.
a hoot.
They don't give a damn
Come on.
about that law or any other law, hence them being criminals. But to say that you had 5 cops within 50 feet and we still got
Or
2
one
shooters,
was in 50 feet.
you got 2 shooters that got away.
Yeah, that's bizarre. I wonder how many rounds were fired if the police even. It's hard to know. There's a lot here we need to know
with
about.
that, with that Glock popping like that, it was hard to know.
Yeah.
And it did happen fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, appreciate you both being here.
I'm glad to be here.
Both of my middle-aged male friends.
It was good.
It's
good
fun
hang
to
out.
introduce you to that way.
It's good.
I know you're more than that, your age and your sex, but
not really.
No, you're not. Now you're reverting back to the mean. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. She's gonna be farting in the bathtub like a kid again.
As soon as I get home.
Oh God.
Sounds like he's looking forward to it.
I'm sorry I even brought it up. Just picturing you in a bathtub right now. By the way, you hit a certain age as a man and you get into the bath.
Yeah.
And if you have, unless you're like 10% body fat, there's just this amazing effect of how the water brings your gut up.
That's where you put your beer.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's a thing.
It's on its own island.
It's a thing. At first I was embarrassed. Now I just don't.
It's Eddie's fuel tank for his love machine.
That's exactly right, baby.
Oh, God. And look at the time. Look at the time. Appreciate you both. Y'all stay tuned. Happy hour is next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's